Reunited and it feels so good. Reunited and it's another feeling.
Some song time.
Yeah, baby. And the boys are back in town. Boys are back in town.
Oh, man.
We're back, dog.
Bro, what up, everybody? What up?
Ehsan Ahmad has flown to Austin, Texas.
Yep. I'm here, baby. I'm here.
You are here, bro. It's exciting to
doing
have you. We're excited to have you back, bro. The Bean Mafia. He's not dead.
Yeah, it turns out, dude, I gotten so many comments of like, dude, I thought you died. Like,
I told everyone you died.
I know.
Some people say like really sad stuff, like, "Oh my god," and I'm like, "Yep, it happens."
Really? Like so people actually thought I was like dead.
Yeah, I like how that I just moved on with the pod.
Yeah. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. you gotta let the pod fly, you know.
I got to, bro. I can't let the Bean Mafia down.
No.
So much has happened since you've been gone.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it.
NBA titles have won and new seasons have started.
Oh, I know. How are you?
We base everything off sports.
Yeah. How'd you feel about that finals? Yeah, we gotta go. We gotta start all the sports knowledge. We gotta catch up.
This is gonna be a 17-hour episode.
Yeah. We never talked about how we felt about the finals.
I was very excited the Lakers. That's so funny for them to be like, "What the fuck?" And then for a new listener to be like,
"Yeah, it's almost playoff time."
Yeah, but I like a new listener who just came from like Kill Tony or something. Who's like this is their first episode, so they're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Is this the first episode post Kill Tony? Huh? Is this the first episode? No, it's not, right?
No. When this episode comes out, I think this will be the first episode post Kill Tony.
Oh wow! So there's all you new listeners. You don't know there's just so much history behind me coming here. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot. I was on first 167 episodes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we're on This is 217 or 18.
You're on 217, 18?
I think, or maybe 216, 17. It's 216. This would be 216 or 217.
Damn, so I've been gone for like 50 episodes.
You've been gone. I mean, Corona happened, man.
Corona happened, yeah. And I really pulled back during Corona time. That's what happened with me. Yeah, I just wasn't, because we never really talked about me leaving.
Yeah, he left.
I left.
Well, also, I was like, he'll come back. I knew you would.
Yeah,
I knew you would. So
yeah, it was bound to happen. It's just I definitely Corona time. I definitely lost my head a little bit, and I definitely
grew your hair.
Yeah. Oh my God, it came out. It was very clear. If you have known me at all during Corona time, it's very clear that I lost my mind. But sometimes you gotta lose your mind a little bit.
That's true.
You gotta let it happen.
Yeah, but I knew. I mean, I didn't know that it would be back in Austin, Texas. I didn't know that. I just knew at some point.
Yeah.
At some point. And then, also, during that time, I found out Sam hadn't seen all the movies you hadn't seen, which should have clicked to me because during that whole podcast, every time I did a movie for you, she'd watch it with me and be like, "Oh, it's my first time seeing it."
Yeah.
And it never occurred to me that.
Well, I will say this too. It's just like I do like how now it's very much opened up to like you can do the Marvel movies now, and with me you could never do the Marvel movies.
No,
I've seen all of those.
Or the Pixar, or like even cool stuff that I've been able to do with Jeffrey, or now I mean also just it opened it up to
everybody.
Now I can just do every episode, and it's an unlimited. Where with you, I mean the list was gonna go. I mean this podcast was gonna go for. I mean still it was even just with you. If it had just been with you, we never had a guest.
Right.
It was gonna go for way too long.
Forever. But I really like what the podcast has become since I've gone. But
now that you're back, I will
say this. This right here is the original Spoil the Beans.
This is the original.
This is the energy.
Well, and what's exciting is because I'll let them know now. Our boy's moving to Austin.
Yeah, I'm looking for a place.
So he will be back on the Beans all the time.
Constantly
back on the Beans.
Constantly.
Because, how many people haven't seen Independence Day? Not a lot. Not a lot of people haven't seen. Also, you think, everyone, this is the biggest question I got since you've been gone. And I don't know about you. The biggest question I've gotten from the Bean Mafia is, what the fuck are you going to do about Kill Bill 2?
Oh. Yeah.
Because that's how the podcast really started. I mean, we're talking, that's in the first 5 episodes. And it's like, I said in that episode, like, I'm going to hold on to that as long as I can.
Right.
And so people were like, well, if Ehsan's dead, what are we going to do about Kill Bill Volume 2?
Also, I want to say this. If I'm dead, I would expect a little more than a passive mention. I would expect like maybe a couple best of moments.
Yo, but how funny is it though, son? If you died, if you really did die, and you're looking up, you're looking down from where or hell, wherever you are.
I'm looking up.
You're looking up from hell. Would you not be like, yo, that's so funny?
Yeah,
So passively, he just brought on Sam and just didn't.
Yeah, didn't mention that the fact that the guy that did all those episodes just died.
Ooh, wait. And also, nobody else mentioned it. None of the other comic friends mentioned it.
No. It was just purely in house. We kept your death in house.
Yo, because they've all been on the pod.
Yeah. They've been fine.
Nobody mentioned
No one's been affected.
No one's like, oh man, it sucks that I'm on here because Ehsan died. Matt Lockwood was just like, you know.
Yeah, it just is what it is. You know, sometimes Ehsan dies.
Yeah. Tell me more about Con Air.
Oh man.
But yeah, that the what the fuck are you gonna do about Kill Bill Volume 2? That's what I've gotten the most, and it's like, yo, bro, that if the podcast ever ends, that'll probably be the last.
It's gotta be.
Because it's, to me, the bit is, how funny is it that he's still never seen it?
I've still never seen it. I refuse to see it.
Well, now he's back on now that you're back on the pod, because I love that I have Sam as my go-to, and then the fact that I got that Jeffrey here, you're here, Trey here, I can bounce around, and it's just not too much pressure on her.
Right.
And now also other people can see a movie. It is not fair that you couldn't see most movies.
Yeah, I will say this. I did watch movies with my family. Some I haven't seen.
But it never crossed over.
It almost never crossed over. My dad did suggest Kill Bill 2, and I said no. I've definitely refused to see Volume 2 because I know that has to be on the Bean.
That's a Bean thing.
Yeah. But it is.
We built up the hype for that too much.
Yeah. It was nice that like, I could just watch a movie without like, do I gotta check a list?
You know, do I check this fucking Torah long of a list?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I guess you know, I can let the cat out of the bag now. We can't do Megamind on this podcast anymore. That's done. I watched that.
But that's important to know.
Yeah.
Now that you're back, because I didn't know if you were ever gonna move to Austin. You know what I mean? And I mean, I knew I'd have you back on, but then again, it's like, oh man, maybe I'll never have him back on to the capacity of like having you back on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, yo, because I told you, we do the people pay for bonuses now.
Right.
It does suck you left, and I started making money off.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is.
I don't know how that happened,
Hey,
but that worked out naturally because it wasn't like
a
beaner sending it. A beaner, fucking a top bean, man.
Do we still call them beaners, or is it Bean Mafia?
I mix it in.
Okay, you mix it in. All right.
I mix it in just in case we do have to go clean to let
fair.
them know that it can be done.
Yeah, okay.
But until we do.
Yeah. Oh, Beaner Nation, baby.
Yeah, it's Beaner Nation. And then they're also the Bean Mafia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then, but a guy named Will Peacock, one of the top beans, this nigga messaged me one day and goes, hey man, I'll pay you $100 for you to tell this fucking movie that I want. Because I want it now. He wasn't doing it as a bonus. He was just like, I want you to do this movie now. Fuck, I'm tired of waiting.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, first off, money talks.
Yeah.
$100. And I even told him, I said, bro, you had me at $20. You fucked up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You
could have said, hey, well, $20 to do this movie. I'd be like, of course. And then I did it, and I was like, man, you know what? I wonder what would happen if I just put that out into the world, like, hey, pick the movie and I'll do it for $100 as a bonus. And nigga flooded. And so it was funny that happened while you left.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a great thing for...
It would have been. But making money on this would have been nice. But
considering you did the first 160 for free.
But it's like, sometimes you gotta let the things you love fly.
Yeah.
And when this becomes one of the biggest podcasts in the world, I will have that in the back of my hat. Like, hey, I was I would say a pretty big part of it.
You know, because I thought it was always going to be like this, like Fighter and the Kid kind of podcast, right? Like us two going on, and then as we see, nothing lasts.
Yeah.
No, but I thought that, or like, you know what I mean, like a duo kind of thing, and then. Now it's more, I realize like, oh no, this can be more like a JRE, and not that like it'll be that big or that like we're talking about anything serious or I'm gonna have real guests on and talk about like, hey, let's talk about the depth of this movie. Hell no, fuck that. Yeah. But I mean in the sense of, oh nigga, like if you go back and watch the first 500 episodes of JRE, it's all Red Band, Joey Diaz, Callan, and Segura, like it's all like the same 6 people.
Yeah.
You know, Ari Shafir, and then it doesn't start expanding until my god, so long. You know what I mean? So, but I look at it now like, it's like, oh wow, if you go back and look at the first 160 episodes with Spoil the Beans. They're all with Ehsan.
Yeah.
And then there's like 100 episodes with Sam. And then there's like 50 episodes with Ehsan and Sam. And then there's like 100 episodes with Burner. And then there's 100 episodes with this new friend that we don't know yet that's coming in the group.
Yeah. I definitely enjoy being I would love to be the Joey Diaz, this JRE.
Where you come back on all the time, but there's just like, there's just a trill. Like you're a part of Spoil the Beans that you started, but it's more like a Red Band thing where it's just, he's just always on.
Yeah, yeah.
He's just always on. Or, he's just on all the time.
Yes.
Which is what I look at it now. Because now, I mean, you leaving did open the podcast up to like, now we can do like 2,000 episodes.
Yeah, and I think I knew it would. I was telling my mom, it's like, this will give a chance for this to expand too. Because you aren't just, it's different. It's also different people reacting and different, like, people react differently to stuff.
Yeah.
Now, can they react as good as me? Definitely not. But
No.
like,
Can they? Yeah. Well, because this is the thing. And I realize this too. This is why the numbers have gone up. Sam's pretty.
Yes.
That changes everything. That's why it helps. But Sam is willing to cry, which is why the podcast people loved you on the pod. If you're gonna come on the pod, you gotta that's why Trey doesn't do well on the pod. People don't like Trey's episodes because Trey's uninterested. But you know how Trey takes things in.
Oh, I know. I've met Trey before.
He's not gonna let his soul out and be like, "Yo."
Yeah. I don't even know. I've lived with the guy. I don't even know how many siblings he has.
No.
For real.
Or does he cry?
Yeah. Does he compute emotions?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a podcast where it's like, of course, if I'm doing a comedy movie, you can just dive into the comedy. But if I am telling you a serious movie, I need you to be there with me.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if it's something as serious as, like when we did The Rookie. It's like, yeah, but nigga, this movie can fuck you up if you let it.
That's true. I mean, I cried during Babe. So,
As you should. But you should.
Yeah.
If you're like, yo, I'm going to let myself go. Because this is a podcast, I do think the guest has to be willing.
Right.
To let go.
Right.
And be like, all right, I'm going to let this movie be. Or like when you told me that fucking goddamn fucked up son of a bitch documentary.
Oh, Dear Zachary.
Dear Zachary, a long list to Iwo Jima in my letter, or whatever the fuck it's called. But you know what I'm saying? But like,
Dear Zachary, letter to Iwo Jima.
I let myself go to you in that documentary, and I was so mad I did because it fucked me up for days.
Man, I'm excited to be back.
And we're excited to have you back.
Yes. How does this work again? No.
Do you remember how the rules? Well.
What changed?
Hold on.
What changed?
There's nothing. No, nothing changed. Other than, I mean, we brought you back. We're not just gonna have you come back and start on some bullshit.
No.
You think we were gonna have you come back and then I just tell you, Babe 2? Not that would be bad. Not that that wouldn't be an amazing episode. That would be great. Babe 2, Lost in the Big City.
Yeah. I would like that.
Babe 2, The Dark Knight, whatever it's
Babe
called.
2, Babe 2 Furious.
Yes. Not of course those things are fun, but we brought you back because nigga, I know I've been best friends with you for a long time now. Going on almost 10 years, it feels like.
Yes.
And I know your favorite movie.
Of all time.
I know
mentioned it on this podcast.
They know it right now because they're looking at the title. They're hearing it. They know what it is.
This is my favorite movie.
This is his favorite movie, and I know that. And for a long time, I'd say most of our friendship, I told him, I saw it.
Friendship. Up until about 2 weeks ago.
I said, yeah, I saw it. I thought I saw it because in my head, I'm like, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman. I knew they were in it.
Okay.
And I knew I had seen, I knew there was magic. And so I was like, I've seen it.
Fair.
And then, I don't know who I was talking to. Somebody was telling me, said something about it, a scene in it, and I was like, I've never seen this movie.
Mind you, we've had conversations about this movie.
I think on the podcast, I think if you go back, I'm sure there's some listeners right now going, wait a minute, nigga. Deric says on this episode, he's seen it and he likes it.
Yeah, it's one of Nolan's best, he said.
I think I did. I said his best ending. I think I said that. I think it's one of the best endings of all time. I might be on record saying that.
But obviously I believe him because I personally think it does have one of the best endings of all time. So I would never challenge him and I never be like, oh yeah, because this is what happens, right? Cause that's a weird conversation to have.
Yeah, it would be weird if you were like, hey, Deric, what happens in the middle of The Prestige? And I'm like, I've been caught.
Okay, can I ask then? Because usually you still do the whole, what do you think happens?
Of course.
All right. But before
that's what I was leading up to.
Before, what do you think happens? I mean, before that, what did you think this movie was?
No, I don't know why I thought it was a movie about Matt. I just thought that I saw it. I was like, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I know I've seen it.
All right.
Well, and then the moment somebody got a little real with it, I was like, I have not seen it.
Just one scene, you're like,
you're like, oh, wait a minute. What was I thinking of? I think I was thinking of Shaft.
Oh wow, yeah, it's just Toy Story running again. It's a very different movie. I will say this: when this came out, This
What
came
year?
out at the same time. I think like 2004ish.
Okay.
Let me see. Maybe a little later.
But you saw it when it came out?
2006. I saw it. I torrented it when it came out. It was
What's
one
that
of those off LimeWire.
Torrent.
Or torrent, LimeWire, that
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
thing. Let me see what. I actually don't know when it came out.
But
But
there's a laptop right there.
it's already on my thing. I'm already here. It came out at the same time as another movie called The Illusionist. So there was two. The Prestige 2006. So it came out.
You were 16. No, I was 16. You were 14.
Yeah. So it came out at the same time as The Illusionist. So there was two like big magic movies going on. So
Okay.
people get them confused around that time. But now I gotta ask you,
What?
what do you think happens in The Prestige?
We're back, Bean Mafia. We're fucking back. What happens in The Prestige? Okay, nigga. Woo. Christian Bale
Okay.
and Hugh Jackman are magicians.
Okay.
One of them, I'm gonna say Christian Bale is the underling. He's the
Okay.
student learning from Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
He's the student, and while he's learning, there's a dark side to him. And I think I'm just about to describe Star Wars. The prequel.
Okay. I was like, when you said dark side, are we going a Dark Knight direction?
No, I was like, no, nigga, there's more like, I think there's a pod race.
Okay. All right. So, what point in the movie do you think Emperor Palpatine is?
That's what I'm saying. Okay. So I think that no, that he's learning, but I think while he's learning magic, like he's doing dark magic, which I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, what is there light magic, nigga? You know what I'm saying?
So
it's all from the devil.
He's doing. So he's like doing some devil shit.
Yeah, he's doing some shit where you shouldn't be doing it. He's messing with some dark magic. I'm gonna say there's an element of supernatural in this movie as well.
Okay.
Because it's Christopher Nolan. So there's an element of supernatural. I'm not gonna say superhero shit, but just you know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the magic is real.
Okay.
On some
Okay.
shit, you know? And Hugh Jackman, who did I say was the learning?
You said Bale was the learner.
And he was dark. Hugh Jackman's a good, is actually magic.
Okay.
And Hugh Jackman actually has to kill this nigga with magic at the end.
Oh, so they have like a big magic off.
They have a magic off.
All right.
And we find out Hugh Jackman, like, it was all a lot. Like, Christian Bale was the good magician. Like, they do like they Ocean's 11 it and
Ocean's
show
11
back,
it.
and it's
All
like,
right.
and it's Hugh Jackman smoking a cigarette looking at the Bellagio.
So okay, there's an element of Star Wars,
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, and Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't know what you think this magic duel is gonna. Are there wands? You think they're dueling with like wands and shit? So you think they're both actual like straight up magicians, like wizards?
Yes.
Okay. Wow, you really haven't seen this movie.
How much did I get right?
I mean, you got the right that they were magicians.
And I got who's in it.
You got who's in it.
And I got who directed it.
You got who directed it. You sort of miss one big guy who's in it. Who's in every single Christopher Nolan movie?
Michael Caine.
Hey, guess who's in this one, buddy?
Is it Michael Caine?
And do you think he plays some sort of mentor role?
Yeah, I'm guessing he's the butler.
Damn, I mean he plays a mentor role in this, but he's in everything. Man, I'm excited to tell you this movie.
I'm so excited to hear
I'm
it.
excited to tell you this movie.
Oh my God, Bean Mafia, are you guys excited? Mm-hmm. They still don't answer. They
They
still
never
don't. I know it's annoying.
Right,
You
it's
think
the worst.
at this point they'd learned, like while you were gone?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Same
They-
camera.
you
Same
guys-
camera on the tripod.
You guys stayed silent on my death. I don't like, you know what I mean? Like, learn
Hey,
to talk back.
before we jump into it, we gotta pay the bills.
Oh, we do gotta pay the bills.
The bills gotta be paid.
Yeah, okay.
Bills are still paid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you already know. I mean, first off, there's one sponsor who ain't going nowhere,
Oh man.
and you know that sponsor.
Oh man, does he play in the National Football League?
Goddamn right he does.
Does he have his own podcast called The Raw Room?
Woo! You know about this guy?
Oh man, I have no idea who you're talking about.
Wait a minute. How'd you
I
get
have
in the raw room?
Dude, I'm just throwing out guesses right now.
That was you're 100% so far.
Hey.
Throw out another one.
Did he go to Christian Brothers High School for like a year to play football before transferring out to a better high school?
Not better.
Or more prestigious?
No.
No?
Christian was a coach who was willing to push him to the big colleges.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
The reason Darren left is because Darren said, "Hey man, all I'm getting are these smaller D1 schools. I mean, these smaller like West Alabama, those kind of
Right,
colleges."
right. But
and then our coach told him, "Oh, you're not a SEC player."
Okay.
And then Darren, I don't know if you know, went on to literally his freshman year.
Win the national championship.
That was sophomore
That
year.
was sophomore year. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, either way, never heard of him.
But yeah, they think they should hear about him.
Yeah. They should.
Guys, there is a president of this podcast. He literally pays the bills. He is the reason shit runs smooth. And that's Mr. Darren Bates. All he wants you to do, Ehsan, does he want you to buy anything?
No.
Does he want you to, like, give him money?
I've heard that he doesn't.
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Does he diddle you? Does he come up and while you're sleeping, does he touch you and your kids and, like, hold you down?
No, even though I wish sometimes he would.
I know, we all do.
Yeah, we all
do that either.
We all pray for it.
Guys, Darren Bates, all he wants you to do is what, Ehsan?
Go follow him on his Instagram. That's all
How
you gotta
simple is
do.
that?
That's all. It's very simple.
It's pretty simple. It's easy.
Yeah.
And, yo, what does he want you to, all you got to say when you get there?
The Bean sent you.
That's it. He just wants to know that the Bean Mafia is showing him love.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Like you guys didn't do when Ehsan died.
Yeah. No messages.
Yeah, he gets so many messages every day.
No RIPs, no nothing.
I guess everybody just figured he'll be back.
Yeah.
The fact that they're not talking about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that go and then also go listen to his podcast, The Raw Room. Guys, I've been on it a bunch. It's fucking awesome. Ehsan has not been on it yet, but he definitely will. Because our boy's gonna come out here to Austin.
Oh yeah, I assume.
So you'll jump on one. But guys, The Raw Room, go check it out. It's a great pod. Literally, hit pause, however you're listening to this. Go jump over to that search bar, Raw Room, hit subscribe, and check it out. Just give it one episode to listen. That's all he's asking.
Do what you gotta do.
He's not asking for much.
No, it's worth it. You guys like this podcast? You're fans of this podcast? It's, check it out.
Jump over, show our boy some love.
Yeah.
Also, Ehsan, do you like T-shirts?
I do like T-shirts.
You're wearing one now.
Yeah.
And not only do you like T-shirts, but how ironic is this? What is on your hat? What is that right there?
That is a Akatsuki symbol from Naruto.
An anime thing.
An anime thing, yeah.
So you like anime and you like T-shirts?
Yes.
Ehsan, I have a company for you.
Oh, shit, really?
Hidden Village Customs. Do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor, buddy? Can you go to your Instagram
Yes.
and hit that search bar?
Okay.
And type in Hidden Village Customs and give them a follow.
Doing it right now.
And then check out their shirts. That's all they want you to do. Check out their shirts. They sell amazing homemade, vintage, cool anime shirts that they do their own stuff. You should have seen the one me and Ehsan wore in the last episode. It was the picture of Tom Brady in jail.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not in jail. You remember Tom Brady's drunk and he's stumbling out after winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
It's that, but as an album cover. Me and Sam have the shirts. We wore them in the last episode.
Damn.
They just have awesome, cool stuff like that where they mix fun stuff.
That is literally the logo I have. Like, you can't see it, but it's the logo I have on my beanie right now.
Yes, it is.
Crazy.
And oh my God, they had this one shirt where it's Anthony Davis and LeBron, but they're Goku and Vegeta.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and they're like sitting on like the bench waiting to hop into the game.
Oh, I like this Bay Area fire versus everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's for me.
Hidden Village Custom, send our boy a shirt. He has a podcast. Go sponsor him as well.
Yeah, check it out. Can I just?
Of course.
Plug
We were
guys.
plugging a bunch anyway.
Oh, that's fair. Hey, check out the Dangerous Brown podcast. That's what I'm doing. It's
In
getting off the
heaven
ground.
with his death.
Yeah. It's my Jesus podcast. It's my resurrection after I came back from the dead. I started doing that. Yeah, it's current events and history. Recently did an episode where Saddam Hussein wrote a romance novel, and I read it. Yes. And so check it out. Give it a shot. That's all I ask.
And Hidden Village Custom, go show our boy some love. Send him a shirt.
Yeah,
and,
I'll definitely wear it on the cast.
He'll show you guys up.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, they have awesome stuff. They're from the Bay Area. So if you're a Bay Area Bean Mafia guy, go show them love. Hidden Village Customs. Again, Hidden Village Customs.
That's a Naruto reference as well.
A lot of their money goes back to the community. They sponsor a lot of the NorthCal and SoCal like flag football leagues and stuff.
Oh,
They
really?
all wear their shirts. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
They're awesome, man. Hidden Village Customs also, man, I got to talk to you about making some Spoil the Bean shirts, man. Like I just want my own. I want to Spoil the Bean
Like
shirt.
a custom Spoil the Bean shirt. Yeah.
I want my own shit that I have. That's just for me and Sam, and we just have it for episodes. That's what I want. But guys, Hidden Village Customs, again, go show them some love. They support the Bean Mafia, so we're going to support them. Tell them the Bean sent you. Go give them a follow and just look through their stuff. And if you see something you like, definitely order it. Their shirts are top quality. I genuinely love I'm very picky on the kind of shirts I like to wear, and I like a breathable shirt. And that shirt with the custom logo, still breathable.
Oh, hell yeah. That's exciting.
That's why I like them. Hidden Village Custom, guys. Go show them some love. Darren Bates, go show them some love. Dangerous Brown, tell me the fucking prestige.
Ooh, all right. Here we go. All right, we open on woods. Right? And the camera pans, and there's a bunch of hats on the ground. Are you watching closely? Fade to black. You see a bunch of birds in a cage, like in a room.
Okay.
You see Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Every magic trick consists of 3 parts. The first part is the pledge. The magician shows you something interesting. And he grabs a bird in his hand. He shows it to a little girl. All right. Cut to Hugh Jackman. He's on stage. He's all like tricked out. Big stage, right? He raises his arm, and a curtain behind him lifts. He's in a big theater filled with people. There's a big like electric coil thing on stage.
What's a coil?
With him. I can say the words, and you'll immediately know what it is, but I don't want to give it away.
Okay.
So you just, whatever you imagine as a coil, it's a coil with electricity shooting out of it.
Okay.
Right? He goes, so you hear Michael Caine's voice. He shows you the object, and perhaps he asks you to inspect it. So now you see a bunch of people from the audience coming and checking out Hugh Jackman's contraption. One of them is Christian Bale. He asks you to check it to see if it is indeed real. But of course, it probably isn't. So Bale checks out the thing. He's walking off stage. Someone grabs him and goes, "Hey, where do you think you're going?" And Bale goes, "I'm part of the bloody act, you fool." So Bale like pushes him off and goes below stage. He rips off his hat and mustache. He's in a disguise. He rips it off. Right? Bale goes down stage, rips it off. Jackman fires up the machine. A bunch of electricity fires through the coil. Bale is below stage while it's firing, like looking at what's going on, and he sees a blind guy just chilling below stage. Jackman fires up the machine. Oh, sorry. I just said that. So now we're back to Caine at the Bird with the little girl.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The second act.
Is this like a? Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Are they jumping time wise?
If there's anything I know about Christopher Nolan, is that he hates a regular timeline. I think Christopher Nolan got molested by a normal timeline as a kid.
And he can't deal with it.
He cannot deal with it. So if at any point you get confused at what time this is, A, that's a normal thing, and B, just ask me to clarify.
Okay.
Because it is, bro.
So, okay, clearly this one scene is at one time, this other scene is at another time. That's all I wanted to know.
And you get the sort of vibe, that like, oh, the time is jumping all over the place.
Word.
Right.
Love it.
I love Christopher Nolan, but South Park's critique of him is very, very spot on and funny. Of just because it's confusing doesn't make it good.
Doesn't make it good.
Yeah.
Hey, but this one that you say is good.
This one is very good.
How long is this movie?
2 hours 20, I think.
Christopher Nolan. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah. 2 hours 10, something along those time. So back to Caine with the bird and the little girl. The second act is called The Turn. Jackson turns back to his machine. The magician takes the ordinary something and makes it do something extraordinary. So Caine, in front of the girl, makes the bird cage disappear.
Okay.
With the bird in it. Then you see Jackman step into the electrical cage. It's like a machine, right? He steps into the machine. Now you're looking for a secret, but you won't find it. Because, of course, you're not really looking. You don't really want to know. You don't want to be fooled. So the machine fires up. Jackman falls through the door on stage into a giant water tank below stage. As he falls into the tank, the top of the tank locks. So he's in this water tank with a locked tank. Caine reveals, and then you see Caine with the girl, he reveals the disappeared cage to the girl. Right.
What do you mean he revealed? Like where it was?
No. So I guess it doesn't reveal it. He just disappeared. And, he does the, like, magician thing of, like, ooh, the cage disappeared.
Oh, damn.
You know how magicians are, like,
that is gone.
A little gay.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. He does the gay thing.
Okay.
But you wouldn't clap yet, because making something disappear isn't enough. You have to bring it back. That's why every magic trick has a third act. The hardest part. The part we call the prestige. And then Caine brings the bird back in front of the little girl. Now we go back to below stage where Jackman fell into the water tank, right? Bale watches, because he's downstage, watches Jackman drown.
What do you mean he watches Jackman drown?
Jackman drowns because he's in the water tank and the top is locked.
Wait, I thought it was on purpose, though.
Screen fades to black and fade back in. Michael Caine, you see Michael Caine's just face, and a voice is talking to him. The Prestige. Robert Angier, the great Danton, that's Jackman's character. So if you hear Angier or Danton, that's Jackman.
Okay.
All right. Also, everyone has a bunch of names in this because they're all magicians.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah. So did the great Danton reach the Prestige that night? Then Caine says, "No, sir. Something went wrong. I followed Borden, which is Bale, downstage and watched him watch Danton drown."
Yo, while he's watching him drown, is he making a face? Is he just coldly watching?
He's like, what? What's happening?
Is Danton trying to get away, or
Danton's trying to? He's drowning. How would you expect someone? They're trying to get out. They're trying to get out, and you see Bale is in shackles, and they're in court, and Caine is on the witness stand.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, bro. You don't know what this movie is, bro. Bro, this movie is one by itself is amazing. As an artist, what it says about art, what it says to be an artist, you're gonna fuck with on a deep level.
What is going on right now, Ehsan?
You're gonna fuck with on a deep level. And then on top of that, just the story, right? The acting. Hey, it's Bale, Jackman, and Kane.
Well, I thought it was just about magic.
It is about magic, but it's about life. Deric, it's about life. It's about your life. It's about you. Yeah. Deric, you're gonna drown.
Oh, God.
In a water tank. It's about you.
Yo, this is so good. All right, I'm with it now. They're in the courtroom. Homeboy's in shackles.
Yeah.
Michael Caine is there. All right, let's go.
Kane. So you find out in court, Kane, his name is Cutter. So, if you get confused on who it is, obviously ask me to. But Kane, it turns out he makes stuff for magicians and tricks. He makes all the things.
Somebody would make all those things. Good
Yeah,
point.
yeah, that's his job.
That's
he makes all the things.
That is a job that you don't think about, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is a job.
He said the tank wasn't supposed to be there. It was used for a previous trick. And they asked, well, then how did Borden move the tank by himself? So Borden's on trial for Jackman's murder right now.
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
I think he did it as well.
Okay. And Kane doesn't want to say out loud in the court how the thing moves because he doesn't want to give the trick away. Because there's magicians, they can't give the trick away. So Kane
Oh my God, this is now funny.
Yeah.
All right, it went from really serious to like, okay, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. And he said he can't give the trick away because the real transporting man, which is the name of the trick, is one of the most sought after tricks in the business. And if he gave it away, he'd be ruining careers. Right? And you see there's a little girl who's in the stands who waves at Bale, and Bale waves back. And the judge says, fine, you don't have to do it in court. Show me personally. Right? So the judge goes off with Bale. So the next scene, we see a lawyer.
The judge goes off with Bale?
Not Bale, sorry, with Kane.
That makes sense.
To go through the tricks. So the next scene, we see a man walk into a prison. Right? A lawyerly looking man. And he goes up to the bars, and you see Borden, you see Bale. He's in jail. The man's name is Owen. He's a lawyer for one Lord Codlow. Right? And he asked Borden $5,000 for all his tricks. He wants to buy all of Borden's tricks to Lord Codlow, who's this guy who's interested in magic and wants to know everything, and is this rich guy who's a collector of magician stuff.
Okay.
So he wants all of Borden's tricks because Borden's in jail, right? Borden says talk to Fallon.
Yo, this movie's awesome. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Borden says talk to Fallon, which is Borden's stage manager. We'll see Fallon a lot. So
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Fallon.
Okay.
It's really annoying because it's such good acting, and then all of a sudden Fallon will just break and start laughing. And it's come on, man.
Yo, they're being so serious.
Yeah. There is. They just play this random game in the middle of it, where Bale has to do impressions of different people based on what the wheel says. It's really weird. But Borden says talk to Fallon. Or talk to Kane, one of them. Talk to Cutter, right? He'll sell him all but one trick.
So he said he will sell them all but one.
But the transporting man. But that's what Codlow wants. That's what the lawyer. They want. So
this is a famous ass trick.
This is a famous trick. Yeah, but they wants that trick, and Borden says no, it's my best trick. I can't sell it. And Owen says, well, if you sell me the trick, we'll make sure to take care of your daughter now, because she's currently orphaned. And that means she has to go to the workhouses, some Oliver shit.
Yeah.
Because this takes place in the 1800s.
That makes okay.
Yeah.
I figured this wasn't okay.
Yeah, this is the dates will come up. It's not a big surprise. It's turn of the century.
Yeah.
Late 1800s, early 1900s. This is when this takes place. All right. So, as a show of good faith, the lawyer gives Borden Angier's diary. He gives Jackman, he gives him Jackman's diary. And so now, so he gives him Angier's diary. So you find out that Angier spent time in Colorado. Jackman spent time in Colorado. And when he came back, he performed a transported man trick that was greater than Borden's.
Oh, so Borden also, so they both have that trick.
They both have that trick. And they're both competing. And
Homeboys is better.
So, yeah, Homeboys, he came back and, from Colorado and made a much better trick than Borden ever had.
Damn. Are they boys or are they not boys?
So.
Damn. Oh, this is crazy.
Borden is back in the cell reading Angier's diary. Right? So now, flashback 1. We see Angier is on a train in Colorado trying to find out Borden's secrets. Trying to find out the secrets to, the train. And Angier actually has Borden's magic notebook.
How'd he get it?
It's all written in code. and he figured out the cipher, and he's slowly deciphering the whole notebook, trying to figure out how Borden did this trick.
It's all written in code. My God.
Yeah. It takes him months to figure out. But he's slowly working it. And you see Angier arriving in Colorado Springs. And the whole town has electricity. And, Angier knows, like, damn, this place has electricity. He arrives at the hotel. And he's going to stay as long as he needs to stay in Colorado Springs. And he goes up the mountain. He goes up a mountain, right? The hotel's at the base of the mountain. He goes up a mountain, which is supposed to be closed for scientific experimentation. But he goes up anyway. No one's allowed up there, but he walks up anyway. He comes up to a big fence. He touches it and he gets shocked by electricity.
How bad?
Just like enough to I should,
okay.
Like stay away.
Not knocking him down. No,
no. The whole point is like stay away.
Okay.
Stay away. That's the whole thing. So a man comes down from, so it's like, there's like a building behind the fence, right? A man comes out of the building with a gun, and it's Andy Serkis.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Gollum.
Mm-hmm. Gollum. He's in this.
And villain in Black Panther.
He's just in everything.
Yeah.
He's just so good. He comes down. He recognizes Angier as the Great Danton because he saw his act in London once.
Whoa.
He's recognized him as this great, he's a very famous magician, right? And he asks him why he's here, and Angier says he's here to see Tesla.
Wait, the Tesla?
Tesla. So
the guy who invented Teslas.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not
Tesla.
the guy. I think you're a little bit confused, but you're on the right track.
Okay.
It's Elon Musk.
Yes.
Yeah, that's who they're here to see. They're here to see. You know what's crazy? They're here to see the Elon Musk of his time.
The Tom Cruise of science.
Yes.
That's who Elon Musk is.
Yes, they're here to see the Tom Cruise of science in the 1800s. That's who they're here to see.
Fuck yeah.
So when I said coil, it's a Tesla coil. I just didn't want to say it yet. I wanted it to come up in the movie.
That's dope. But now I know. I see. Okay, I'm an idiot.
You see what I'm saying?
100%.
And Serkis says he can't do that. He can't let you see Tesla. And Angier says, well, I'm in Colorado indefinitely.
What does that mean?
So, like, whenever I'm here to see Tesla. So I'm staying here as long as
Until
I
I
need.
see this nigga.
Until I see Tesla.
Okay.
Right? So, now Angier is back at the hotel reading Borden's journal. So this whole movie is like a guy reading a journal about a guy reading his journal.
Damn.
Yeah.
God, this is very high school.
Yeah, a little bit. They're a little bit
Magic and journals.
They're like, who said who? They didn't say. She said no to me for prom. This and this a lot.
What's Jackman's name? I like his name.
So his real name is Robert Angier, and his show name is the Great Danton.
Danton. That's it. Okay.
So Borden is just Borden.
I like Borden.
Yeah. So Angier is at a hotel reading Borden's journal. There's a journal entry from April 3rd, 1897. It describes a show, a magic show, right? You see a magician on stage doing all the magician-y things, with a assistant, very pretty white lady. And he asks for people in the audience. So they bring out a water tank, a big water tank, and they go, who in the audience is brave enough to bind this woman, to tie her up? Right, sorry.
This is Danton saying this.
No. This is just a random magician on stage.
Oh, Danton's watching.
Danton, yeah. So people raise their hand, and Bale and Jackman raise their hand from the audience to come tie this woman up on
Christian
stage.
Bale and Jackman?
Yes.
They both raise their hands?
They both raise their hand.
So they're both there?
Yeah.
Where is this at again?
This is at just some random show in London.
They jump back to London now.
They jumped back to London years ago to 1897.
Okay. When they're boys.
Yeah, they're boys, right? So they volunteer to tie this girl up on stage. Bale ties the hand, and Jackman ties the girl's feet. And as he's tying the girl's feet, he gives her a little kiss on the leg. Right? So the girl's hoisted up in the air and dropped into the water tank. Right? A curtain comes down, and she's dropped into the water tank. So the whole trick is she has to escape this water tank while bind up. And you see McCain off to the side. He's timing it, and he has an axe in his hand.
Okay.
He's just timing the thing. The magician walks around the curtain, claps, the curtain's raised, the assistant has escaped the box.
Okay.
People go wild. Backstage, you'll see Bale and Jackman are talking, so they're part of the trick. They're fake plants in the audience, right? And they're complaining about how the magician they're working with. They're complaining. Bale is complaining about the magician he's working with. They're working with. They said how the magician has become successful and complacent and does the same tricks over and over and over again.
I have heard this story before.
Oh, it's a tale as old as time, at least in the comedy world.
In the stand-up world, it is a tale as old as time.
Dude, I'm telling you, you're about to fuck with this on an artistic level.
Okay, keep going.
Right? He's complaining about the magician they work with. He won't even do a bullet catch which is like a cool trick. That's a new,
new
trick.
thing, yeah.
But Michael Caine says a bullet catches suicide because all someone has to do is like be a smartass and place a button in the gun, and it'll kill you. So a bullet catch is dangerous.
Yeah.
And then Borden says a real magician is always trying to invent something new. They're not like this guy who's just like whatever. He's fine.
That is why we fuck with David Blaine and Chris Angel and these niggas. Everybody's like, oh, they're so weird. It's like, no, them niggas good, bro.
Yeah, they're always doing something different. You've never seen before.
Just like Jesus.
Yeah, just Jesus was the best magician of his time.
Of his time, I was like, is he better than David Blaine?
No,
I don't know.
No. I don't think Jesus could stay in a block of ice for a month for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I'd like to. You know what, Jesus? I'd like to see you fucking try. Oh, you walked across water? Every magician walks across water.
Yeah,
Big
Chris Angel. I
fucking
saw Chris Angel do that shit with a cool outfit on.
Yeah, with some pizzazz.
But Jeffrey, I was talking to Berner about this good point of how like they did that, but he was like, yeah, but none of those guys ever like, cured lepers. And I was like, yeah.
No, you know what lepers were this. Lepers were just plants in the audience with like leper stickers that he ripped off. It was like,
what about the blind guy?
Yeah, he could see.
What about when Jesus cured that blind guy?
Yeah, there's a blind guy that was a plant in the audience.
What about when he brought that one guy back to life?
Plants, all of it, plants.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, I was dead for this podcast. Was I really dead? No, you pulled a Jesus.
That is true. I also am a magician. Another song pops up.
Yeah. It's all about the illusion. Like I said in the beginning, you don't really want to be fooled.
That's
you don't
true.
really want to figure out what happened. Some people just he's the Chris Angel of his time.
I kind of do want to figure out what happened.
Really?
Let me ask you, when you're watching a magician, you don't like... You're not looking to see what to catch it?
No, I do like the little bit I wonder what happened there, but
That's what I'm saying.
I just let myself be taken. I'm never like, oh, what happened?
No, I'm not going oh, I'm gonna fuck. But I'm saying there is a part of my brain.
Yes.
As much as there is the part like you said that oh, I'm gonna let myself into this.
Yeah.
There is the part of me that as much as
I wonder how he
yeah,
did that.
there's science because I know there's
something behind it.
There's something. It's like comedy. It's like when you watch somebody crushing. It's like. To a regular person watching, like you said, they're annulled. They're just enthralled with the comedy, right?
Right.
Whereas when you're watching like this,
right?
Because you're not that you're not enthralled, but it's way more what's going on? How's he doing it? There's a science behind these jokes. There's a science behind this cadence.
Well, we're behind the curtain in the comedy world, right? But I will say with the magic, it's there's a certain I wonder what he did it, but I never try too hard to figure. I never
facts.
You know what I mean? You let yourself be taken by it, and it's just sort of the same sort of vibe with Jesus. That's the overall goal. Is that we let ourselves be taken over, but how did he really walk on water? You know what I mean? How shallow was that water truly?
Was you telling Christians yo, don't
Yeah, relax.
Just read the book and relax.
Yeah, read the book and relax. Just know there's a trick behind all of it.
So what's worse, a diehard Christian or a diehard Marvel person? Because they can get pretty annoying.
They can get annoying, but Marvel fans haven't started a crusade
yet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. They're on internet crusades. It's a little less harmful. Actually, more.
That's what I'm saying, man.
know.
Sometimes, how serious they get about how strong Wanda is. It's yo, bro, you gotta chill, nigga. It is a show.
Yeah, you're right.
And also, she's not that strong. If we're really gonna get into it,
she's pretty strong.
No, she is very strong. She's very strong. I just don't like it when people are like, man, she beat the shit out of Iron Man. It's she relax.
Yeah.
Relax, fool. You acting like Iron Man, some punk ass bitch.
Like some guy who didn't kill Thanos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He ain't no pussy, bro. Yeah. I'm not saying she ain't gonna. I just don't like when people are like, man, she's the strongest. She'll fuck all of them up. It's like, man, she gonna catch some hands too, bro.
Yeah. They'll be like her against the Hulk.
It's gonna hurt.
Sure. She could create this cool 50s world around the Hulk, but the Hulk is still beating her ass.
Yeah. You remember when the Hulk grabbed Thor by his ankles?
Oh no, that was a Loki.
No, he did it to both of them in Ragnarok.
Oh, yeah, he did the same thing.
He did it twice.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, The Prestige though. It's
really
good. It's a good
movie.
movie.
It's a movie.
We get lost on Marvel.
Yeah, that's true. So Kane is watching them argue, right? And he tells them to go watch this Chinese magician in town. And if they can figure out how he does the goldfish bowl trick, Cutter will give him 10 minutes on stage with this biggest theatrical agent in town. His name's Fallon.
Damn, so this Michael Caine dude is running the scene pretty much? Is he like the booker?
Not really, because he doesn't book the thing, but he's just the biggest helper. I don't know how to...
How come he's not a famous magician?
Because some people are better behind the scenes.
True, but usually they don't do the thing. Usually there's not an agent who's really good behind the scenes, but he's also an amazing stand-up comic. That's
true, but I will say this. There's some stand-up comics that only stand-up comics know, and they know how important they are to comedy. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's sort of like that.
But if he can do all the things, I guess that's why I'm confused. If he can do all the tricks, these cool tricks, and he's the one teaching these guys, he must be the greatest magician.
There is a sense of that as well. There is a sense of that, like, oh, this guy is great.
Yeah.
At magic. I mean, you see him just do magic tricks for the little girl at the beginning. This guy's really great at magic, but some people just don't want to be the showman.
True. But he's involved in the world. That's why I'm just confused. Yeah.
But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, but like you said, there's different jobs that you would expect, right? He's the guy who makes all the tricks, right? Some people like being that guy.
That's true.
Some people like the role that they're given, or the role that they're like, this is my role, and
I like this.
Yeah. I like this. You know.
All right. I'm excited. Let's go. I want to know so much.
All right, so go check out this Chinese magician. If you can figure out how to do the bowl trick, the fish bowl trick, goldfish bowl trick, I will set you up with Fallon, the agent, right?
Okay.
Cutter then talks to Borden about the knot he tied on the assistant. So you know how he ties the hand?
Yeah.
And Borden says he wants to use a Langford double knot, but Cutter says it's too dangerous because it's not a wet knot. It's not made. That's not a knot made to be underwater. Julia, the assistant, says I can slip it. I can slip the Langford double. You can do it to me. And Angier says no, you're not doing that. You know. So Borden wants to use this new type of knot. The assistant wants to use
the new knot.
Okay with it, but Angier is like no. Jackman's like
Jackman's like too dangerous.
No, it's too dangerous.
What Michael Caine saying?
So Borden leaves.
Mad?
Yeah, a little bit like what we can do this knot. Angier then talks to Caine and is like, I don't trust Borden. And Caine's like, well, he's a great magician. You can't trust him.
Good point. Damn good point.
And then
it's like when somebody is like, yo, that comic's crazy. And it's like, oh, yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's a good
like, people are like, man, Ron Taylor's crazy. It's like, yeah.
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 We live on the edge emotionally constantly. Of course.
You want that guy to be that funny? You got to let him be that crazy.
Yeah. So, and then Cutter says to Angier, hey, when you're on stage, stop kissing your wife's leg. So the assistant is Angier's wife.
Oh, well, now I'm on his side of that. It is too dangerous.
Yeah.
At first, I was on Bale and them side. I was like, because I'm like, oh, well, the assistant wants to do it. That's fine.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, I totally get now why this nigga's like, no.
Yeah.
Even if Sam does want to jump off a bridge, nigga, I'm going to be like, no.
Yeah. Yeah. But he says, you got to stop kissing your wife's legs because if I can see it, people in the audience can see it.
See what?
Him. You know how he kisses the lady?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to stop doing that.
I thought he was there on purpose, though.
It was on. It's not part of the trick. He's just showing his wife love. But Borden says if you're gonna do, not Borden. Caine says you can't do that during the trick because it's gonna give away that you're part of the act to the people on stage who can see you kiss the leg.
Fair.
Right. So, Borden and Angier go watch the old Chinese magician.
That night.
Yeah, that night. He's an old guy. And he's hobbling around. Right.
Cool.
He's like, oh, he's hobbly, right? And there's a table on stage, right? And he puts a curtain in front of the table. A small little curtain doesn't even cover him, the magician, fully. Just covers like the bottom half of the magician, and like he moves around, and then he brings the thing up, and there's a huge bowl with a goldfish in it, like huge. Like how the fuck did he make that appear?
Yeah,
it is very much a great magic trick, right? So afterwards, Bale and Jackman watch the magician hobble back to his carriage, and Bale says, "That's the real performance." As he
doesn't have to hobble.
He self-sacrifices for his art. Real devotion. So now Bale is back home.
What do you mean he self-sacrifices?
Oh, I'm going to explain it there. So Bale is back home trying to figure out how he does the fishbowl trick, right? And he's talking to Julia, the assistant, right? His wife. So Bale...
Wait, no, I thought...
No, sorry, Jackman.
Yeah, but that's his wife, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to get tripped up a lot.
It's okay.
Yeah. Jackman is doing the fishbowl trick at home, trying it to do it. And it turns out the magician is just pretending to be crippled. He always has the bowl between his legs the whole time, even when he's just out in public normally. He lives his art. That's what he means by self-sacrifice for his art. He's living his art.
Oh my God. That is fire.
He's living his art. And Borden spotted it immediately. That's how good of a magician Borden is.
What do you mean he spotted it?
He knew. That's what he said. When they're backstage watching him, that's the real performance. Borden knew that he's not really a cripple. He just walks with the bowl between his legs at all times when he's in public, no matter what.
So that way nobody can ever question it.
Everyone just assume. No one assume. Like that's why no one knows how he does the fishbowl trick, because they don't know. It's just always between his legs, no matter what.
Does he do other tricks too?
Yeah, I mean, it's a full show, but the whole point is just the trick.
Damn, that's so cool.
Yeah,
that is so cool. Oh my God, that's amazing. Keep going. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so that's you get a good sense of how good of a magician Borden is,
and how good of magicians are. Look at this Asian guy.
Yeah, and just how much it takes to be an artist sometimes.
Yeah,
and then his wife gives Jackman the name the Great Danton as his magician name. And that's how the scene ends.
Okay.
So back in the hotel, Jackman is looking at a picture of his wife. Borden talks as if he knows about magic. But what does he really know about self-sacrifice? As he's looking at a picture of his wife. And then Borden, who's reading Jackman and Angier's diary in jail, goes, bloody fool. Now, back to the past again. Back into the past again.
Wow. My God.
Borden is at a small show helping out a smaller magician. In the audience is this woman, Sarah, who I'm pretty sure is the girl from The Town.
Ooh, I like The Town.
Yeah. You know how she's the girl that what's his face Affleck falls in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah. Right? They make eye contact, they sort of smile at each other. And the magician Borden's helping does this trick where he makes a bird in a bird cage disappear. Right? By slamming the bird cage down on the table. And there's a little boy with Sarah. He starts crying. And he goes, he killed it. He killed the bird. And the magician makes the bird reappear, you know? But the boy keeps crying. Like, he killed the bird. So after the show, Borden goes up to the boy with the bird and goes, see, he's fine. And the kid goes, but where's his brother? And Borden looks at Sarah and goes, your son is a sharp lad. And Sarah goes, he's my nephew. Mm-hmm. Backstage, you see Borden cleaning out the bird cage. And in the trick where he slams the thing down, he kills the bird. And it's the second bird that he's revealing.
Yeah, nigga, these magicians ain't shit.
So the kid picked it up.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So in the alley, the kid is still crying. And Borden does a little coin trick. Like to make the kid happy. You know? And then he says, the kid asks, I think Sarah asks, how does he do it? And Borden says a fire line. He goes, the secret impresses nobody. The trick impresses everybody. So he doesn't tell Sarah the secret.
Yeah, because the secret is murder.
Yeah.
The secret is like, yo, I kill you. What do you mean? I kill a bird.
Or even as simple as the coin trick. I'm not going to tell you how I do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not impressive anymore. And then he takes Sarah out to lunch.
Damn, that's some real shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
These magicians are assholes, nigga. Tell me.
Yeah.
That's fire, though.
Cut to the judge from the trial and Kane are looking at Angier's machine.
Okay.
All the Tesla coil machine. Mm-hmm. And then the judge is like, was this built by you, Cutter? And Cutter says, no. This wasn't built by a magician. It was built by a wizard.
Tesla.
A man who can do what only a magician pretends to do. After the trial, we find out the magician goes to Lord Caldlow. The machine goes to Lord Caldlow. And Cutter says, no, don't give it to him. Destroy it. Because this isn't a magic trick. This is real. They examine the tank that Angier drowned in. And the trick lock, which is supposed to be a trick lock at the top, was replaced with a real one. And it turns out that particular water tank is significant to both men. Cut back to, we see the water tank trick again. You know, the one they did where Bale...
Homegirl got out.
Yeah. We see that trick again on another night. Right? So the magician that they're working with asks for volunteers. It's...
His wife.
So his wife is the assistant, and then it's Angier and
Borden.
Bale.
Yeah. They do the thing. He kisses the leg.
Yeah. Okay. As Bale is tying the knot, he looks at Julia, and Julia nods at him. And you see him sort of switch the knot up.
Damn. Does the homeboy notice?
So they do the whole trick, but after a certain amount of time, Julia fails to get out. And Cutter runs from the side stage. They lift the thing. They lift the curtain, and you see Julia drowning in the tank. And Cutter, in front of this whole audience, is...
smashing with an axe.
With the axe.
Like, this is because it's like, yo, this is real.
Yeah. And they break her out, but it's too late. She drowns on stage.
What the fuck?
She drowns. Yeah, Jackman's wife drowns on stage. In front of a whole audience full of people.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yo, hey, wait a minute. So how the fuck does Hugh Jackman not kill Christian Bale's bitch ass? He killed his wife.
Bro, welcome to the conflict of the movie. We're here now.
Oh, my God.
Hey.
Oh, my God. This movie is a mind fuck.
You want to guess if they're homeboys anymore?
That's why they're not homeboys no more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this nigga killed his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Craig. This movie's crazy.
What's up, guys?
Hey, look at you guys. Craig.
Hey, man. Hey.
It's Craig Coded. It's Craig Coded. He's leaving. Craig crashed into my place. I love you too, buddy.
Oh, man.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I
I love you.
Tell the Beaners you love them too.
Beaners, I love you. I'm half Bean. I'm half Bean. Beaners, I love you. Support these motherfuckers. They're the best.
I love you, buddy. You're the best. Thanks,
Hell
Craigie.
Yeah.
He's about to catch his plane back to LA. We've been hanging out. He's been crashing our place last couple of days in Austin.
Oh man.
Did some shows.
Okay.
Of course, buddy. Oh my God.
I feel you.
He's got to get his mind right for the flight. Y'all know what it is.
This was a nice little break from the fucking death we just witnessed. It was a good.
Love you, buddy.
Later, Craig. See you soon.
See you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So his wife is dead.
Yo, that is unbelievable. Can I ask you this? What part of the movie are we in? How far are we into this movie? Where this happens? Is this halfway? Is
maybe
this
20 minutes?
This is 20 minutes in where this bitch dies?
There was I have to explain a lot. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies. You know how it's like Her had to explain every little thing because it all comes back in the end? It's like, it's one of those movies.
Damn.
Yeah, we have to explain everything. Yeah. So at home, you see Angier put his head in a sink of water to see how Julia felt when she died. And he's just like going through it. At the funeral, they're at the funeral for Julia, everyone. Kane tells a story about how a sailor he knew talked about the feeling of drowning and how it wasn't that bad, how it felt like going back home.
Damn.
Yeah. And Angier asked Borden, which knot did he use? Did he use the regular knot or did he use that Langford double, the dangerous knot? And Borden says, I don't know.
Now I'm mad.
I don't know.
As a friend, are you not mad at me, bro, if I can't be man enough to tell you that I did this shit?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, cause I'm sure you want to kill me. I'm sure you're already mad because you know I did something.
Yeah.
But you ask me,
Yeah.
and I look in your eyes, Ehsan, and I say, I don't know. Do you fuck with me anymore at all?
No, I'd lose my shit. My wife is dead. Like, we do a dangerous thing, right? My wife is dead. At the end of the day, if you're man enough to tell me, it's like, at least I'd get that. And I mean, we ain't friends, but like,
you know she asked me to do it.
I can learn how to deal with that because that's also what she wanted, and she's
Facts.
also a showman.
Facts.
But the fact that you say you don't know is like a whole.
Oh, now I'm mad at you. Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I can't fuck with you as a human being, on a spiritual level.
Yes.
That's how I feel. Like, I can't fuck with you also.
They're, enemies now. Enemies. Like not even like I don't fuck with you. Like I actively hate you.
Yeah, I might kill you.
Yeah. Yes. So the next scene, Sarah and Borden are together. So Borden's at home. Sarah walks into their home. They're together. They're clearly together, right? And Borden books his first gig with the help of his agent, Fallon. So you see Fallon for the first time, some guy in a mustache, right?
Okay.
Right. You find out Sarah is supporting Borden financially. Because he's at that level. You know what I mean? Where he's a great magician with this talent.
But he's broke.
But he's broke. No one knows what he is.
There.
Sarah also reveals that she's pregnant.
With Borden's baby.
Yeah.
That's right. He got a kid. Okay.
Yeah. And Borden is working on a bullet catch. Sarah asks if it's his great trick. Because Borden keeps on talking about this great trick. He mentioned earlier he has this trick that's going to blow everyone's mind. And Borden says, no, people aren't ready for the great trick yet. They're not ready for that yet. So I'm going to do this bullet catch. And he shows Sarah how the bullet catch is done. You know how it's like he pretends to load the bullet, but he really doesn't. But he says it's dangerous because if someone puts a button in there, he can die. If someone puts anything in the gun, he's dead. And Sarah's like, I don't know if I want you to do this. And Borden says, I got this. Don't worry.
What do you mean if anyone puts anything in the gun, like a bullet or anything?
So like the bullet catch works is he blows the gun, but as he loads the gun, there's a sort of the thing. Like old school guns, you have to put the stick in. So as he puts the stick in, you put the bullet in, it's a magnetic. So when he pulls it out, there's no actual bullet in there.
Yeah.
It just, and then, he pretends to catch a bullet. It's
Yeah.
just gunpowder, it fires. But if anyone in the audience, like a drunk guy's like, oh, it'll be funny and put like a button in there, or like a penny even, it's being shot at you, the penny's being shot at you at a bullet's rate. So it's going to kill you if it hits you. So that's why it's dangerous. It's dangerous if anyone tampers with it.
Okay, I'm with it.
Mm-hmm. So he tells Sarah he loves her. And Sarah goes, not today. And Borden's like, what does that mean? And Sarah goes, well, some days you mean it, and some days you don't. And today, you don't. Today, I think you're in love with magic more than you are with me. And it makes the day that it's true really mean something.
Damn. This bitch is hitting them with the facts.
Mm-hmm.
With the fatty facts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. With the fatty facts.
It's real, man. That's a real feeling.
Golly, dog.
That's a real feeling. All right. So, Borden is doing like a bar show. You know those just rowdy ass bar shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing one of those. He's bombing. Right? Everyone's booing him. He finds, I know what you guys are here for. He pulls out a gun. This is what everyone's here for. His agent picks out a man, Fallon, picks out a man from the audience to do the bullet catch with him, right? So Fallon picks out a man in the audience, and while Borden's doing the showmanship, he turns his back to the man on the gun, says, "I'll catch this bullet." And what he doesn't see is that you see the man's hands slip something into the gun. You pan up, it's Angier in disguise. And he's going through it. You can see, you know what I mean? He's like crying. He's going through it. It's a man who's going through it, right? So he points the gun at Borden. Borden turns around and he sees the guy shaking. And Borden looks at him and notices Angier. Angier asks, "Borden, what knot did you tie?"
use? Nigga!
Borden says, "I don't know." Fallon, at the last second before Angier shoots, grabs the gun. His assistant guy grabs the gun, pushes out of the way. The gun shoots off Borden's last 2 fingers.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. We're back in now Colorado Springs, where Angier's reading Borden's notebook. And in the notebook, Borden says, "I don't know what knot I tied. Half of me swears he tied the simple slip knot. The other half is convinced that I tied the Langford double."
We know he tied the Langford double, though.
He can never know for sure. That's what he says in the notebook. And then Angier's like, "How can you not know for sure?"
As Angier's reading this. In Colorado.
Yeah.
How did he get his notebook while he was in Colorado? Do we know that?
We'll find out.
Okay, but yo, also we saw him make that decision. You said you saw the girl give him the okay.
Yeah. But I will say this: in the psychology situation, it was a very traumatic event, and people in traumatic event tend to block stuff out.
But we seen that happen. You're saying in this movie, I'm talking about what the viewer has seen.
Yeah.
Is him redo the knot and her give it the okay.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. Well, you see him. So this is what you see him tie the knot. She nods, and then you see his hands like rework it.
Okay. So he does do it.
That's what it sort of implies that they do it, but Borden says he doesn't know. He's twisted.
Because he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. So you see Sarah fixing his last 2 fingers. And she's like, "How is this still bleeding? This is bad." Right? And you see the baby's crying in the background. So they have a baby now. And she goes, they can't afford a doctor. And Borden says, "It's okay. Like, even it's going to be hard for me to do these tricks, but I can still perform my great trick without these last 2 fingers." Cutter starts working with Angier to build his act as the great Danton. So the Danton's trying to come back. He's working with Michael Caine.
And this is in Denver?
No. This is still in London.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
after Denver.
This is pre-Denver.
Okay.
This is pre-Denver. Anytime Cutter and Angier are together, it's pre-Denver.
Okay.
Right? So they're working on a bird trick, and he's putting on this contraption. And the trick is like you put the audience hands on a cage, and you squish the bird. Right? The audience squishes the bird. It like disappears like real quick in the contraption, and then you bring the bird out.
Okay.
On the other hand, but the trick requires him to kill the bird in the cage. And Angier doesn't want to kill birds. And Cutter says, "You're a magician. You're a wizard. You got to get your hands dirty. If you want to be an artist, you got to kill the bird.
Got to
kill the bird." We see Angier's assistant, Scarlett Johansson.
Ooh, ScarJo JoJo.
Yeah, she comes in, and Cutter says, "A pretty assistant."
She fine as hell?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
A pretty assistant is the most effective form of misdirection.
Facts.
Yeah. So they work on the trick with the bird, and at the end of the trick, the original bird, Cutter fixes a way that the bird doesn't die. He doesn't kill the bird. And Angier's like, "What? I thought you said I had to kill the bird. I thought you said I had to get my hands dirty." And Cutter says, "Well, maybe one day you will. I just had to know that you had the capability." So Cutter creates this trick knowing that the bird won't die, but he's not willing to give it to him unless he's willing to kill the bird.
So he did it willing to kill the bird.
Yes.
Damn.
And that's what it takes. You got to kill the bird. And he just needs to know that you're willing to do it, because maybe there's a trick in the future where
you got to kill the bird.
But for this one, you don't.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So our boy's learning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So Danton is a show in the theater, right? At the show, he does the bird trick at the end. He calls for an audience to come on stage, right? He calls up 2 volunteers. One of them is a woman, and one of them is Borden in disguise.
These niggas.
So as they're on stage, Borden messes up the trick, fucks it up, like breaks the cage, and crushes the other woman's fingers, just slices them off. She's like crying. She fucks up the joke, right? So Danton obviously ends up losing the show because he mangled this girl's fingers because Borden fucked it up. And
does he know it was Borden?
yes, yeah, he sees it on stage. He's as soon as he looks up and sees Borden, he's like, "Oh, I'm fucked," and then Borden fucks the chick.
Damn.
Yeah. So Cutter and Danton are like, "Well, we have to come up with a new trick." Right? And Cutter suggests, "We'll go to the Royal Albert Hall. There's an exhibition with scientists and inventors." Right. Now, fast forward to Colorado Springs.
Okay.
Angier,
is awesome.
Angier is having dinner or whatever in the hotel, and Andy Serkis joins him, talks about how he loves him, and we find out that Tesla has built a machine for another magician, and Angier wants it. They go up to the mountain where Tesla does the experiments. There's a whole row of light bulbs on the ground, and when they're plugged into the ground, they're on, and then when he picks them up, they turn off. So they're just plugged in on the ground, and Angier's like, "Now this is real magic."
Yeah. Because he's a real wizard.
He's a real wizard. So, at the Royal Albert Hall, Angier goes to see Tesla speak. And there's a demonstration with a Tesla coil that's just shooting electricity everywhere. And now we're old enough to know, or we're advanced enough to know, that Tesla coil is really cool looking. It's very harmless, right? You can play around with it. The people at the hall think it's really dangerous.
It looks, yeah.
It looks dangerous, and there's, Serkis is on stage saying that Tesla will only speak to you guys if you calm down and give his machine a chance. And people are like, "No, this is going to blow. I heard it's dangerous." And then Serkis goes, "No, you're just hearing Thomas Edison's propaganda against Tesla." Right? And that fear that Edison is a master manipulator. Edison is a bad person.
In real life.
In real life, Edison was a bad person.
Even though he invented the light bulb, or he didn't?
He invented a lot of things, but he ruined Tesla's career because Tesla's current, like the alternating current that Tesla had, was just way better and more safe and more efficient. But Edison had a good propaganda team behind him.
Okay.
He was a better salesman than Tesla was. Tesla was just genius. Right? And everyone leaves because they think the machine is unsafe. And Angier notices Borden is just there watching as well.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. So Angier follows Borden in the street. And then he sees Borden plays with his child and kiss his wife. And Angier's like, "Fuck, he has everything I want."
Because he killed him.
He killed my wife, and then now he has his own wife and kids. And then you see Borden talk to Sarah, like, "Sarah, I love you." And she was like, "Today it's true."
Damn, okay. That is fucking unbelievable, man. Oh my God, this is so good.
Now you see Borden reading Angier's notebook, because he has Angier's notebook in jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's Angier reacting to reading Borden's notebook. So it's like that. So it's like it's Borden reading Angier's notebook with Angier's voice in the background saying, "I always thought Borden had the life I wanted, but his notebook reveals it to be untrue. The family life he craves in 1 minute, he rails against it the next, demanding freedom. His mind is a divided one, and his wife and child are tormented by his contradictory nature."
Ooh.
In jail, Borden is talking to Fallon.
Okay.
The thing. And they're taking his daughter away to the workhouse for orphans. And he tells Fallon to find Owens, the lawyer for Laura Caldwell, and says he reconsidered his offer. He's going to give him his tricks, right? And then you see Borden in jail. A guard is tormenting him, making fun of him. And Borden pulls this magic trick on him where he takes his shackles and places them on the guard. So Borden is a fucking badass magician. And the whole time he's doing these tricks, he's playing with this rubber bouncy ball.
Hilarious.
Yeah, this rubber bouncy ball. He's just always playing with it. Right? And then everyone in the jail laughs at him, and then Borden is punished. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But he does it easy, how he gets the shackles on him?
Yes. Oh, he just switches it. Instantly. So it's like, oh, Borden is...
wizard.
Borden is on some shit.
This is so exciting.
February 8th, 1899. Tesla agrees to see Angier. Right? Angier walks up to his lab and sees a big Tesla coil with Tesla walking through the electricity. Tesla is played by David Bowie.
Cool.
Bowie does a great job.
That's really cool. What a random name.
Yeah.
Fuck, let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance with me.
Yeah, it's the same guy. It's crazy.
That guy's awesome.
It's crazy. He really kills this movie. He does a great job.
I can't wait to watch this.
Yeah.
Can we stop now and I just watch it?
Yeah, no, because when you watch it, because you're basically gonna watch it the first time, the second time, it's so much better. It's one of those movies that once you watch the whole movie, the second time through, you're like, this is unbelievable.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, All right. So they have a dope talk where Tesla drops knowledge on him because he wants the machine, right? And Bowie's like, Angier's like, is it possible to get a machine that I'm asking for? And Bowie says, anything is possible. What you ask for is simply expensive.
Ooh.
And then Tesla asks Angier, have you considered the cost of the machine? And Angier's like, price is not an object because Angier's rich. You can just
Okay.
And Tesla goes, yes, but have you considered the cost? Because I've already begun to build your machine, but I have to warn you about the dangers of obsession. Because Angier is obsessed with finding out the great trick. What's behind this great trick that Borden has? So Angier is having Angier is in his workshop having a conversation with Scarlett Johansson, and Scarlett Johansson helps him work on a disguise. He's going to see Borden's show. Borden has a new show with this trick
That Tesla built for him.
Yeah, it's this new trick, right? And Scarlett, and they're sort of flirting.
Okay.
There's a vibe going on between them. He goes to see Borden, and he sees Borden do this new trick, and the trick he calls the greatest magic trick he's ever seen. So, there's 2 cabinets on stage, right?
Just do what?
There's 2 cabinets on stage.
Cabinets, okay.
Cabinets. So, Borden has the red bouncy ball. So he bounces the ball, steps into one cabinet, and the ball bounces in front of the other cabinet, and you don't see what happens, but the implication is Borden then comes out of the second cabinet and catches the ball. So he throws the ball, walks into one cabinet. The ball bounces on stage into the second cabinet, towards the second cabinet where Borden steps out and grabs it. You don't see it, but that's the implication because they talk about it in the next scene.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And it's the greatest magic trick they've ever seen. It's so great that people in the audience didn't quite understand what happened. It was like that. It was like, mind-blowing and that quick.
Yeah.
Right? And so Cutter and Angier and Scarlett Johansson are all trying to figure out how he does it. And Cutter says it's simple. He uses a double. And Scarlett says, no, it's not a double. It's the same man. You can tell because he has the damaged fingers at the end. So they're trying to figure out how did he transport that quickly? That's what they're trying to figure out. And Danton wants to steal his trick. Because while Borden is a much better magician, Danton is a showman. Mm-hmm. Danton is a much better showman. Thomas Edison, it's very Carlos Mencia-y.
Okay.
He wants to steal the trick. Like, he steals a joke, but the performance is just what is out of this world.
This guy on TikTok's going through that right now.
Yes, there's many guys on TikTok going through that.
His name is a new name, and he's
That guy, He steals a lot of his jokes, but he is the better performer.
Yeah.
And
the better camera.
Better camera.
That's all. It's really because it's like it's not the better.
But TikTok. That's part of the performance.
That's part of the performance. Is the camera.
Is the camera, and do what you gotta do. But hey, when people find out, it's not a good life after that.
Carlos Mencia, man, the tale of tales there.
Right. It can stealing ideas can take you to great heights. It cannot keep you there.
No, it's like stealing anything in real life. It can take you to great heights, but bro, if you get caught,
it's over.
You go to jail. It's over. It's the fun is gone.
Yeah.
That's the problem with it.
Yeah. I saw that this morning on the shitter.
What?
That he's going through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've seen him before. He pops up all the time. He always gets like 1 million likes. He's killing.
Yeah, he pops it on every video he puts.
But this morning I was like, it was just a bunch of videos calling him out for stealing stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, oh man, just like how your videos. That's so funny how your videos take over the internet, and now it's just videos taking over of how you stole videos. Bro, karma's a motherfucker.
Hey, you get what you deserve, huh?
Yeah, you do.
All right. So, because they don't know how Borden does it. For the meantime,
but we haven't seen it actually happen yet.
No.
Okay.
But in the meantime, they'll look to find a double for Danton because they want to steal. They're going to steal a trick. And you see Borden. He buys Sarah a house.
Okay.
That's a little aside. Hey, they bought a house.
They're
Borden's
doing well.
This trick is the greatest trick anyone's ever seen.
Yeah, so everybody's going to see it.
This is the great trick. That they keep mentioning? This is it. So, they find a double named Root who looks exactly like Jackman, but he's a drunk. He's an actor. He's a big drunk, right? But they're like, we got to do it. So
because he looks just like him.
Yeah. So.
Is it just Hugh Jackman?
It's just Hugh Jackman.
Okay.
Yeah. Angier is showing Scarlett how the new trick is going to work, right? How his version of the transporting man is going to work.
Okay.
So she shows him. So there's 2 doors on stage that sort of like just 2 door frames, and when the door opens out, it blocks the audience's view of you.
Okay.
So it's like they're sideways door frames. The door opens, and when Jackman opens the door, he drops down below stage on a pillow.
Okay. And
he does that with Scarlett, and they drop down. He's showing him how to work, and they start kissing. So they're clearly like vibing, right?
Okay.
And then the double comes out at the other end with the open door. And then, that's the trick. That's how they do the transported man. And the way they do their trick is wonderful. So you see Root, and he nailed, even though he's a drunk, he's a great actor.
Okay.
He doesn't say a word because it's obvious he's drunk, but when he's acting like, doing the magician, the showmanship stuff, perfect Danton.
Okay.
Perfect, right? They call the new trick the new transported man. So they just literally stole the name too. And so how the trick works is, so the door, right? So Jackman throws his hat up in the air from one door into the other. He opens the door, drops down. The double raises up, catches the hat.
Okay.
The showmanship is incredible.
Okay.
It's really hard to explain, but when you see it, because I know you're kind
No,
of...
I see it. No, I see it. Oh, I'm with it. I'm just like, I'm more like, what the fuck is about to happen? Because this isn't what this movie's about.
Right.
I've learned that now.
Right.
So it's about murder.
Yeah. Danton has to take his thunderous applause below stage. Right? Because it's not him. It's his double getting all the love. So Danton has to do it below stage where no one can see him. And that really bothers him.
Why? Because he doesn't get the real...
He doesn't get the love.
Hilarious.
That Borden gets. Borden gets the love because it's him coming out the other end. So he wants that, and it still bothers him, and he wants Borden's version real bad. And Scarlett goes, why do you care? She's like kissing him, and we did it. There's no need. Why are you so obsessed with this trick? And Danton's like, I have to find out how he does it. So he sends Scarlett to go work for Borden and spy on him.
Amazing. Dangerous, but amazing.
So the next scene, Tesla meets Angier. They're back in Colorado, and they're testing out Tesla's machine because he finished it. They place a hat in the machine. Electricity happens, but nothing happens to the hat. And Serkis is like, we'll come back next week. We'll try to figure this out. Right? Seems like the machine isn't working. So Scarlett Johansson goes into Borden's shop. Her name is Olivia.
Okay.
And she tells Borden the straight up truth. Like, bro, I've had enough of Angier's obsession with you. I will sell you Angier's secrets.
What's Borden say?
Borden look like he thinks it over. Right?
Okay.
Borden, Angier's double comes up to Angier and is like, I want more money. Right?
Yeah, Root.
Yeah. Root wants more money. And you see Borden opens a shop, opens a show right across from Angier. And Cutter is like, let's cut the transported man trick. Something's up. Why is he opening shop right across the street from you? And Angier's like, no, we'll keep doing it up until Borden opens up. Then you see Borden talking to Root. Borden has found Root, and he's plying Root with drinks. And he tells Root that you have complete power over Danton.
Because it's true. You own the trick.
You're the trick. You're the second part. And Root thinks it over and is like, oh, I can fuck this trick up. So, Angier runs a trick. He falls down on the pillow. Root hasn't gone up yet. He's just there chilling with a drink, waving at Angier. And then Root finally comes up late and does this whole it was late. And it's like a comedy version of the trick. It does well with the audience because it makes them laugh. But Angier's like, oh, I'm fucked. Right?
But the audience likes it?
Yeah.
Then he's not fucked.
But that's not what Angier wants.
Yeah, good point. He's clearly, I'm going to say this, a little bit of a power freak.
Yes, he's a power freak. He's obsessed. He wants Borden. He wants to, he wants Borden's level of, he wants to be Borden's level of skill of magician, but he just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
He's a showman.
This guy murdered his wife. There's that too.
That's why he wants it. He wants to beat Borden because Borden ruined his life.
Yeah, he did also actually ruin his life.
He ruined his life.
Yeah.
So, but he just doesn't have the technicals. He's a great showman, but he can't figure out how Borden does it.
Okay.
Right? Angier, again, runs the trick one more time against Cutter's wishes. This time, the mattress isn't there anymore. He just falls on the ground, fucks his leg up. As he looks up, he sees the other side where Root's supposed to come up, and it's not Root, it's Borden.
Borden moved the mattress.
And then Borden comes up on stage. And then he drops Root down from the ceiling. He tied Root up. That's part of the trick. He tied Root up and goes, that's the great Danton. And then so now the audience is laughing. And Borden's like, you thought this was great. Come see my show across the street. At that theater, I'll be playing from this. So he fucks up Angier's leg, ruins his thing, and then promotes his own show.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, unbelievable way to get it, a nigga.
Yeah.
All three facets. I'm going to hurt you, fuck your shit up, and then sell tickets to my shit.
Right.
Amazing. Unbelievable.
So Angier confronts Olivia. He walks with a cane now because his leg is just fucked up. Right?
Like completely walks with a cane in?
Yeah. In the Colorado Springs, he's walking with a cane. His leg is fucked.
So you don't know why his leg is fucked the whole movie when he's walking with the
Yeah,
cane.
yeah, yeah.
And now you see why. The
Yeah.
fall must have been a long fall.
Yeah. Damn. She confronts Olivia. Olivia says he wants to know. He sent her to find the trick. And Olivia says Borden uses a double. And she says she hasn't seen the double, but she constantly sees wigs and makeup all over the shop that they don't use for the show. And Angier says that's a misdirection. He's doing it all the time. Like, whatever he's doing for his thing, he's doing it all the time. He lives his act. You got to figure it out. He's just leaving these tricks on because he knows you used to be my assistant. Because he knows. He's not dumb. So he's like, he's leaving you these tricks for him to tell me. You know?
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
This nigga Borden is a motherfucker.
Yeah. Just because you're sleeping with him doesn't mean he trusts you. Because Scarlett Johansson is falling in love with Borden.
When did they? So he's cheating on his wife.
Angier says, Olivia goes, well, to prove that even though I know he doesn't trust me and I'm sleeping with him, I'm falling in love with him, here's his notebook. That's how Angier gets his notebook. Olivia gives it to him.
So that's how he gets the notebook before he goes to Denver. Okay.
Yeah. And Angier doesn't know the code. It's all written in code. He needs a cipher. If it's a one-word cipher, we'll decipher the whole thing, but he needs the cipher.
Yeah.
Right? And Angier stages a break-in at Danton's place to make it look
at Borden's place.
At Borden's place to make it look like he stole the book instead of Olivia giving it to him to cover Olivia's tracks.
Okay.
He stages a break-in, and Olivia's like, well, just so you know, I have fallen in love with Borden.
He doesn't even care, or does he not care? Is he so obsessed?
He's so obsessed.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. Fallon and Danton looked over the messed up studio and noticed that the notebook is missing.
Okay.
Not Fallon. No, sorry. Fallon and Borden.
Borden.
My bad. What's it called? Borden does the transporting man trick. This time you see it. This time you see him bounce the thing in the cabinet, and you see him catch it.
Okay.
And there's a giant Tesla coil above him. While he's doing it, right? To add to the showmanship of it. He kisses Olivia's hand afterward really tenderly. That sort of thing. And afterwards, after the show, it was a great show, Borden tells Fallon he's going for a walk. He's going to walk home. And Fallon notices that Danton is now following Borden after the show.
Okay.
So Fallon then follows. He loads his gun because he's like, I don't know if Danton's gonna pull some shit. So he follows Danton, right? So Danton then darts into an alley, and Fallon follows him, and Danton sort of jumps up some steps, and Borden falls into the steps, falls through the steps into a box where Michael Caine is there to shut him in.
Wait, Michael Caine is working with Danton?
Yeah, they're still working together.
To trap Borden?
They trap Fallon.
But they're trying to trap Borden.
I think they're trying to trap Fallon. You'll see. They're trying to. The whole thing was set up so Fallon gets trapped.
By Borden and all of them?
No, by Danton.
Okay.
Yeah, Danton's trying to trap. He doesn't care. He makes it look like he's following Borden, but he's really trying to get Fallon.
Okay. I'm with it. Okay.
Yeah, you feel what I mean? So, they're in the next scene. They're in the woods, and Angier trades I'll give you Fallon if you give me the method for your trick, and
the method to your what?
the method for the Great Transporting Man.
Okay.
Let me know.
So he says it's to Borden.
Yeah, he says it's to Borden, and Borden goes, "Well, I'll give you. I'll write it down." And he writes down just one word, and Angier goes, "I don't want the cipher for your notebook, because that's what the one word is, the cipher. I want the method to your trick." And Borden says the method is the cipher. Right?
So deep.
And the one word, it just says Tesla.
Of course it does.
Yeah. So Angier's happy, gets Tesla, and then Borden's like, "Where's Fallon?" And he points to the ground, and he's buried Fallon. And Borden's like, "Is he dead?" And Angier goes, "Well, it depends on how fast you dig."
What the fuck is wrong with these niggas? They're both just murderers now?
So they go. Cutter. Angier wants to go to America to meet Tesla, and Cutter says, "I'm not going with you. Obsession is a young man's game." So now,
That's how our boy goes to Denver.
yes.
Okay, with it now. Now I'm all the way Denver, all the way caught up.
So a drunk Borden shows up to dinner with Sarah, Fallon, and Olivia. So he was supposed to go to wife with his dinner, but he shows up with his stage manager and his mistress.
Love it.
And he is acting a fool. You know what I mean? He's just feeling good. He talks about a new trick he's gonna do where he gets buried alive every night based on what just happened. Yeah. And Sarah's like doesn't give a fuck. She's like, why are you acting like he's acting like an asshole?
Yeah.
And why'd you bring Olivia here? You know what I mean? Because she knows something's going on. So she asked Fallon to escort Olivia home. So Fallon takes Olivia home. And then she asks Borden why he's acting like that. And Borden says, well, I almost lost something really dear to me, so I wanted to celebrate. You know? And she asks what he lost. And Borden doesn't tell her. And she goes, you have to stop performing. Why are you always performing? Tell me, let me in.
Doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, bitch, you know he ain't gonna let you in.
Yeah.
You knew that. You knew better.
Yeah.
You knew better.
So Angier is returning home from, you know how like the machine didn't work?
Mm-hmm.
Angier is returning home and he sees Thomas Edison's goons have shown up to intimidate Tesla.
Okay.
Yeah. Angier is reading more from the notebook now. Borden's notebook in Colorado. You see the scene where Scarlett goes, I want to sell you Angier's tricks to Borden.
Mm-hmm.
You see that scene again, but you see the rest of the scene. And you find out what really happens. Angier wanted Olivia to go tell Borden that he was selling Angier's secrets. But Olivia's like, fuck that. That's what he wanted me to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I am here because I loved him and he gave me away to you. And I'm mad at him for that. So I'm here to tell you how to be a better showman. So you think Olivia's double-crossing him at the beginning? No, she's doing what Angier wants him to do. Now she's actually double-crossing him.
Damn.
Yeah. So she's here to be like, I will help you be better than Angier. By showman-wise, because he's a better showman. That's why the whole scene of like, come watch me. He would never do that pre-Olivia.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So,
she was double-crossing homeboy the whole time.
the whole time. Borden falls in love with her, but he wants to test her love. So you find out, you know how Angier has Borden's notebook? You find out that Borden gave her the notebook to give to Angier at his request. And Tesla is just the key to the notebook, not the key to the trick. And at the end of the notebook, it says, did you really think I'd part with my secret so easily after so much? Goodbye, Angier. It's the end of the notebook.
And he's like, this motherfucker.
He got him. He got. Angier's angry now.
God. Yeah.
Angier's angry. He goes to Tesla. He's like, yo, you are just using my money to fund your stuff. Your machine doesn't work. I'm going to sell you out to Edison's goons. Right? If you don't give me what you want. And Tesla says, it's unwise. Let me try the machine with a cat. So they put a cat in the machine, pull the electricity, nothing happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Angier leaves angrily. And as he's leaving, the cat sort of runs out, right? This is Andy's cat. And as he's leaving, he hears two cats fighting. He's like, what? So he follows the noise, and it's two cats fighting, looking exactly the same, and then a bunch of top hats that look exactly like Angier's. Right?
Oh, the hats.
So Tesla then examines the hat, and he goes, oh, it turns out the machine was working. It's just the calibration was wrong, and the product of the machine ended up in the forest instead of in the workshop. You know where it was supposed to be. And so Angier says, I'm going to buy it, right? And then Tesla goes, don't forget your hat. And Angier goes, which one is mine? And Tesla goes, they're all your hats.
So his thing copies stuff?
Borden is at his house. Next scene, Borden's at his house. His kid asks to go to the zoo. Borden says, fine, I'll take you. You know, he's like, Sarah comes in and is drinking. She's been drunk. She's drunk, right? She's going through it. Borden tells her, Sarah, I only love you. Because she's like, what's up with this Olivia? She's like, Sarah, I only love you. And Sarah goes, you mean it today? And Borden goes, absolutely. And Sarah goes, that's why it makes it so much harder when you don't.
Damn.
It's flipped now. Now, like, she loved the days when she did, and now it's like, it's just she can't handle the days when she doesn't.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. So Borden, you see Borden out with Fallon, right? So he has to take his kid out to the zoo. So he asks Fallon to do some errands for him, right? And so he's like, hey, Fallon, can you help me out? And hey, can you do me a favor? Ask Fallon, can you convince Sarah that I still love her? Fallon, nods. And then Borden immediately goes to Olivia. They kiss, but he pulls back. And Olivia's like, I told you before, when you're with me, you're with me. Leave your family at home where they belong.
Good point. Mm-hmm. Do they make out after that?
Not really. Olivia says she doesn't trust Fallon at all. Because Fallon's always sort of hanging around, his manager guy. And Borden says, you got to trust Fallon. He protects the things I care about.
What does he protect?
Oh, Deric. Oh, Deric. Oh, Deric. Oh,
let's go. Come on, keep going.
Poor sweet Deric.
Keep going, bro. I got to see this.
Poor sweet Deric. Angier goes back to Tesla's place. Edison's men have burned it down. But Tesla, right before he left, delivered the box to Angier's hotel. So the box is in the hotel. There's a little note attached to it, like, "Hey, this box is yours." He drops some dope lines in this note. He goes, "The truly extraordinary is not permitted in science and industry." I love that line. And then he goes, "These are my suggestions on using this machine: destroy it, drop it in the middle of the ocean. Such thing will only bring you misery." So now Borden is reading Angier's notebook, right? And you see Angier in this rundown theater in London testing out the machine. And it's like, I'm testing out the machine to see if any there are kinks in it. And I placed, just in case, he places a gun next to the entrance of the machine in case things go wrong. He steps into the machine, pulls it, and the electricity starts going, right? And then the notebook says, "But here at the turn, I must leave you, Borden. Yes, you, Borden, as you're sitting in my cell, as you're sitting in a cell for my murder." Notebook ends. Dude, he got double got. He got double got, dude.
That's not how the movie ends.
No.
Jesus Christ.
No.
You scared me.
No. You think this movie doesn't have a couple more twists and turns in here for you?
But that would have been unbelievable. I mean, if it ended like that, what a fucking mindfuck.
Mindfuck, right? Mindfuck.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Keep going, dude. Keep
Borden
going.
Borden gives the lawyer a pledge to turn over. So the lawyer, Caldwell's lawyer comes back. Borden says, "I'll give you all of it, but I'll only," and he gives lawyer all his stuff, right? And the lawyer is like, "Wait, these are only the turns. There's no prestige in these." And Borden goes, "I'll only give you a prestige if I can see my daughter, and if I know that she's safe, because she's an orphan now still." And so she wants Caldwell to take care of his daughter, right? We go back in time. Sarah confronts Borden about Olivia. They're having this huge argument in their house. And Fallon, who's there, consoles the daughter and takes her away while they argue. It's a blowout argument, right? They're yelling at her. She wants him to be honest with her. And she goes, "No tricks, no lies, and secrets. Do you love me?" And Borden goes, "Not today, no."
Hilarious. Kind of funny.
You see Sarah walking around his workshop, touching things. She grabs some rope. She hangs herself.
Yeah, Christian Bale's a piece of shit, dude. Christian Bale's a piece of shit in this. He is.
They're all kind of pieces of shit in this.
No, homeboy got his wife murdered, man. I feel bad for him.
All right. Cutter is summoned to a rundown theater. You see Kane's rundown theater. As he walks into the theater, he sees it's just filled with blind men. And you see Angier there with the blind man with the machine. And Angier goes, "I need help with my. I'm gonna run 100 shows, and that's it. These are my last live shows with this machine.
Okay.
I need you to help me." So Cutter brings a promoter to there's theater promoters. They're all throughout the movie. They're not really that. He brings a promoter to be like, "Hey, look at this trick and see if you can get a run of shows." And Angier shows him the shows, and the promoter's like, "I've seen all these before." And Angier goes, "Well then, let me show you this last trick." Angier steps into the machine. Right, you see the machine go. You see this trapdoor open. You see Cutter fall in, and you see Angier fall through the trapdoor, and then he reappears behind the promoter instantaneously. And the promoter goes, "Give me a second. It's been a while since I've seen real magic. You have to dress it up big so there's some doubt within the audience, but I'll get you your shows." So the promoter gets him a theater.
I already know what happens.
Yeah.
I already know how the movie ends. But keep going.
Okay.
I already know the movie ending.
Okay. How does the movie end?
I'm not going to tell you. I know.
Okay.
Clearly, I know. Because this nigga, first off, Tesla, like I said, and I did say this in my guess, there is some supernatural shit going on. Clearly, there's supernatural shit going on with the hats, right?
Yes.
This nigga said everybody's like, oh, we watched him die. Well, not if it makes two people. Duh. I know how it ends. Keep going.
Okay. Borden is eating with Olivia. He hasn't talked about his wife at all. Right? Borden doesn't want to talk about it. He tells Olivia, I've never loved my wife. And Olivia was like, oh, I never loved my wife. Only a part of me did. And the other part of him fell in love with Olivia. And Olivia's like, it's inhuman to be this cold.
You're a magician.
Yeah. As she leaves, she tells Angier is back with a better trick, and you should go to him. You two deserve each other. Borden goes to Angier's show. He begins the show with a trick that killed his wife. Yeah, he does. That's how he begins the show.
With the Langford knot?
I don't know. It doesn't know with the knot. But that's how he begins the show. And then Angier ends the night with the transported man trick. And it blows the audience's mind.
Does he end up in the crowd? Where does he end up?
Behind the crowd.
Okay.
Yeah. And Borden is devastated. So you see him back at home arguing with Fallon. And he goes, how does Angier does it? Why can't you outthink him? What's going on? This is great. He's a second-rate magician. He's always been a second-rate magician. How did he come up with a trick this good?
Yeah.
Right? And then you see Fallon go to the show. And you see Fallon is watching blind stagehands carry covered tanks of water out from the bottom of the stage after the show. They're all blind. He does this, and then...
Because he's fucking killing himself,
and
so there's not extra hymns running around. Nigga, I know what's going on. Keep going.
And then Fallon says he does this... Borden says he does this every night. He has these blind men unfold him. And then Borden goes, we're done. I don't know his trick. I don't care to know. Don't go back there. Leave him alone. We're done. So we're back at the scene at the beginning of the movie where he sees him drown.
Okay.
You know, Borden checks the stage after he said he wasn't going to do it anymore. He's checking the stage. You know, he goes out. He sees Angier fall into the tank of water. You see Borden actually tries to get him out. He's actually like, something's wrong, right? And you hear Borden screaming below stage from the audience. The audience is like, what's going on? Cutter goes down there. Borden tries to break him up. He can't. Angier dies. Right? Flash forward to the trial. The judge gives Borden the punishment of hanging.
This is called payback. You don't kill my fucking wife and think I'm going to fucking let it go, dude. You're out of your fucking mind.
We see the lawyer Owens talk to Michael Caine.
Caine?
Yeah. Caine tries to buy Angier's machine from under Lord Caldlow. He doesn't want it. And the lawyer's like, nope, Caldlow is having this. When Caine's like, can I see Caldlow in person? And Owens says, no, but I'll help you out. If you were to be the one who delivers the machine and you see Caldlow, I can't do anything about that.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. So... Lord Caldlow brings Borden's girl to visit him in prison. At Borden's daughter, she's talking to the daughter, and he looks up and to see Lord Caldlow for the first time. It's Angier.
Wait a minute. Lord Carlo, this whole time,
is Angier.
That's why he's been buying up all his own shit back.
He's trying to get the answer to his trick.
The answer to whose trick?
He still wants to know how Borden does the transported man. He doesn't know how.
Yeah, he does. He has the machine. He does it too.
The machine that Angier has is one of a kind. It's the first one that Tesla's made like that.
So he's made another one before.
He's made something for Borden, but not to the level that he made it for Angier.
Okay. Well, what he made for Angier creates a different copy of a human being.
Right. So,
so Angier's not dead because of what I said. Because I called that. Okay,
you called it. Borden sees Angier and he goes, "Well, looks like you're not afraid to get your hands dirty anymore." You know, and then Angier tells him. Angier's like, "I win. I win this." So Borden gives Angier the secret to how he does the transported man, and Angier rips it up, and goes, "Nobody cares about the man in the box. Everyone just cares about the guy who shows up at the end."
What does that mean?
It doesn't matter to him anymore. He's in the box. He's in the prison.
Yeah.
No one cares about you anymore. He rips up. He doesn't care about his secret.
Right in front of his face.
Right in front of his face.
Does it break Christian Bale?
Christian Bale's like, he can't believe it. He cannot believe it. So Kane meets Caldwell now, and he's shocked to see it's Angier. You know, he was gonna beg Caldwell to destroy the machine, but now I refuse to beg. And Caldwell and Angier's like, fine, I'm not gonna use the machine anymore. Come with me, deliver it to my theater. We'll lock it up in the basement.
Okay.
Right. Now,
Angier's saying this.
Yeah.
To who?
To Cutter.
Cutter. Okay.
Yeah. This is Angier's done with comedy.
Well, yeah, he has to be. He's dead.
Yeah. He's done. So we see Borden talk to Fallon, right? And he's just talking to Fallon. So you go alone now. You were right. I should have left him and his damn trick. I'm sorry. Sorry for a lot of things. I'm sorry for Sarah. I didn't mean to hurt her. You go and live. You go and live in full now. You go and live. He tosses Fallon the ball, and Fallon says goodbye.
Okay.
The machine is delivered to Angier's theater, right? And so we see the machine being delivered, and we see Borden on his way to being hanged.
Damn.
Yeah. As he goes to the gallows, he says to a guard, "Are you watching closely?" Kane and Angier are putting the machine away. Kane says, Kane says to Angier, take a minute to consider what you've been doing. And you remember the sailor story he tells at the
Kane
end?
says this to who?
To Angier.
Okay.
You remember the sailor story he says at the very beginning at Julia's funeral about how it felt like going home? Drowning feels like being going home. Kane says, I lied to make you feel better. The sailor said drowning feels like the worst thing he's ever experienced. Like it's misery, pure misery, right? And how drowning is agony.
Yeah.
You know? And so Kane leaves the theater. He's like, I'm done with you, right? This man is going to die because of you. And all you have to do is say that you're alive and this man won't die. And Angier's like, I'm not doing it.
Well, yeah, because of the trick.
Yeah. Yeah. So as Kane leaves the theater, someone else walks in. Borden is read his last rites. Angier is, at the basement, hearing someone walk in and goes, Cutter? Is that you? Back to the gallows. Do you have any last words, Borden? Borden says, abracadabra. The doors pull. Borden hangs. So Angier's like, who's in the thing? A red bouncy ball bounces to Angier's feet. Angier looks up, and he's shot. You see the shooter. It's Borden. As Angier's dying, it all clicks in his head. He goes, a brother, a twin. You were Fallon the whole time? And Borden goes, no, we were both Fallon. So you see now a scene of there's two Bordens. They're twins. Borden is a set of twins. And they take turns being Fallon.
Wait, but the whole movie, can you tell Fallon looks like Christian Bale?
Fallon looks like an old guy. You find out now that Fallon was actually the other twin. And they take turns being the guy who comes out of the box to receive the praise. So one night it's Borden. One night, Borden 1 takes it, and the second night Borden 2 takes the praise. They switch coming in and out of the box. And the dying Angier is like, Cutter knew. He said it was simple. He said it was a double. It was too easy. And Borden goes, simple, yes, but there's nothing about two men sharing one life. Two grown men sharing one life. And you remember how Borden's hand got shot off? So you see after that, you see the other twin chop the other twin's fingers off at the same place so that they have the same deformity.
Yeah.
That's why, when she was like, it's the same man coming out of the box because of the fingers.
Yeah.
It's just.
No, that nigga had to live his art.
They had to live this art.
So they've been on this shit.
The whole time. That's why he knew the Chinese guy was living his art. Because they were always doing that. They were always living as one person the whole time.
That would be so hard.
Bro, that's why I said, if you watch this on the second, because you're going to see it knowing the trick, right? When you watch the movie, you see Christian Bale play two different people.
So he never had a Tesla machine, Borden.
No, he just had the show. It was all, he was trying to learn how to be a good showman. It was all just show. His machine didn't copy him.
Homeboy's machine actually copied people.
Homeboy machines actually copied people. That was the real magic.
Wait, but one of the brothers dies. Wait, let's finish the movie.
Yeah. So Angier goes, what about Olivia? What about your wife? We each loved one of them. I loved Sarah. He loved Olivia. We each had half a full life. That's why also, when he asked Borden, what knot did you tie? He kept on asking the wrong Borden. He asked the Borden that didn't know.
Get the fuck out of here.
See, sacrifice, Robert, that's a price of a good trick. You wouldn't know anything about that. And Robert's like, take a look around you. I've sacrificed a lot. And Borden goes, it takes nothing to steal a man's work. And Robert goes, it takes everything. We see Angier pop back to, remember when he was testing his machine with the gun?
Yeah.
He was testing the machine, the clone pops out, Angier kills himself. Kills the clone. It's him. He kills himself.
Yeah.
And he goes, it takes courage to climb into that machine every night, not knowing if I'd be the man in the box or the one in the prestige. You want to see what it cost me? Look around at all the water tanks around, right? And Borden goes, you did terrible things for nothing. And Angier goes, nothing? You never understood why we did
shot
this?
while he's saying all this, right?
Yeah. This is while he's dying. The audience knows the truth. The world is simple, miserable, solid all the way through. But if you could fool them even for a second, you can make them wonder. You really don't know? We did it for the looks on their faces. Angier dies. The lantern he was holding falls to the ground and catches on fire, right? Kane. You see Kane with doing the magic trick for the girl, like in the beginning. It's Borden's daughter. Every magic trick consists of 3 parts. The first part is called the pledge. The second act is called the turn. Making something disappear is enough. You have to bring it back. Borden reappears and collects his daughter. As the fire spreads around the basement, it illuminates everything around him. And you see water tanks filled with Angier's dead clones in them. Filled. Kane goes, now you're looking for a secret, but you won't find it, of course. You're not really looking. You don't really want it to work out. You want to be fooled. Cut to black. Movie. That's
The Prestige.
That's The Prestige.
Get the fuck out of here, Christopher Nolan.
Bro, this movie.
He went from this to Batman Begins?
This was post Batman Begins. This was, I think Batman Begins, this Dark Knight.
Even more impressive.
I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about it. Because Dark Knight was 2008, right?
Yep. You said this was 2006.
Yeah. Let me see what
Batman Begins had to be
2003, right?
I thought Batman Begins was 2005.
Batman Begins.
Or was Batman Begins also 2006?
2005. So he went from this, he went from Batman Begins, Prestige, Dark Knight.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of editing and directing.
Yeah. This was his run of movies. He went, what, Prestige? No, Begins, Prestige, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight Rises.
No. Inception was before Dark Knight Rises.
Inception, you're right. Dark Knight Rises.
Interstellar.
Tenet.
No, Dunkirk Tenet. Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Track record.
Yeah. Amazing.
That's one of the best movies I've ever heard in my entire life.
It is, bro. Now that you know the secret, when you watch Bale do this performance, bro, especially at the end when he's yelling to find out like what his trick is, he's yelling at Fallon when you see him play 2 different people. You see him play the Borden that loves Olivia, and you see him play the Borden that loves Sarah. They're different personalities. The Borden that loves Sarah is calmer, and the Borden that loves Olivia is like fiery. He's a hot little pepper.
Damn.
And you see him play 2 separate people. It's one of his best acting performances because everything.
That's why the homegirl is like, yo, I don't know if I love you.
That's why some days you love me, because some days the Borden that loves her is playing Borden, and some days the Borden that loves Olivia is playing Borden.
Yo, I get why this woman killed herself, because she's like, yo, this nigga's fucking an asshole.
Yeah,
and he wasn't cheating on her.
He wasn't cheating on her. That's the thing. But he couldn't give away the secret.
She killed herself, fool, so definitely give away the secret. Like, they're definitely in the wrong.
I mean, I'm not saying they're right, but I'm just saying that's how far those 2 are willing to go to live their art. That they're willing to let the wife that one of them loves kill herself, because that's how much the art is important.
And then Homeboy's willing to kill all the clones of himself. I mean, Homeboy's clearly willing to go to a deep, dark place.
Yeah, it's like Kane said at the beginning. You don't need to kill the bird now, but I need to know that because you might have to in the future.
Wait, so one of the Borderland brothers did die, though, right?
Yes.
He got hung.
Yeah, hung. The one that loved Olivia got hung.
Who's actually was the father of Sarah, the little girl?
You don't know. They both love the little girl.
So because they don't know who the father is.
They don't know who the father is.
And they both have to be cool that they're both smashing both these chicks.
Yep. The one that loves Olivia has to have sex with Sarah. The one that loves Sarah has to have sex with Olivia.
Well, that's not the problem for sure. That's not the worst thing that's happening.
Yeah, but
But they also have to fuck the same.
Yeah.
Because you can't fuck him one day like, man, one time he really likes me to put on a strap on and fuck him in the ass.
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
other times he cries and hates it when I do it.
You have to live the same life.
But they had to make that decision when they were like 5.
Yep. They made that decision when they were kids.
That's what they had to. Mm-hmm. When they were like 4 to 5 years old, that decision has to be made.
Yep.
Also, their parents have to be okay with this.
Yeah,
They don't explain that, do they?
It's a deep. When you really get into the psychology of like what it takes to be.
To do that, they'd had to do that all through high school, middle school. Like they'd had to do that the whole time.
Yeah.
To keep the thing pure.
To keep the thing pure. To do it the way they did it, yes. But it's in the 1800s. You can move somewhere and no one knows who you are, and then you can live as one person.
Yeah. But I'm talking about the level that they were doing it clearly would have been like,
they had to do it like they probably went to school, and everyone thought there was one Borden.
Yep. I think
they probably didn't go to school. Yeah,
yo, their parents probably only thought there was one Borden.
It might have been.
Even though the mom's like, I was so sure I gave birth to two, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Yo, and that nigga, the I don't knows.
I don't know.
I mean, that is beautiful, man.
He kept asking the wrong one. The wrong one. Every time he asked, it was the wrong Borden.
So if he would have asked the right one, he might have got the correct answer.
He might have got the correct answer.
So we don't know the correct answer.
No.
We do know, which he did do it. Because you said we see him do it.
Yeah, we see him switch up the knot.
So he does it.
I'm pretty sure he does it.
That's what that means, right?
Yeah.
Like we were talking to Christopher Nolan.
But there is because you don't see it, there is room for doubt. There is room for you to be like, well, does he really do it? Like they imply he does it, but you don't see it.
Okay.
It's just a strong implication. It's like a good magic trick. There's room for doubt. He's left you with that room for doubt. And you have to be like, well, did he do it? I think he did it. You think he did it.
So Michael Caine is pissed because one of the brothers dies for no reason. So Michael Caine knows there's two of them.
I think Michael Caine has it figured out. It seems like
but he just won't say anything.
Yeah, well, he doesn't give up a trick.
And then Michael Caine lives in the inn.
Mm-hmm. And Gira's dead, and one of the Bordens is alive.
Unreal.
Like I said, you think you figure it out. Because when you see the hats, you start to, oh, this makes clones. That's what's happening. Mm-hmm. But that Borden thing comes out of fucking left field. It's such a simple twist. Twin brother. Such a simple twist. It never crosses your mind until it happens.
Well, because you also, the actor, you said Fallon's this older guy, so I'm not even thinking.
No, it doesn't look like him at all. It doesn't look like him at all.
Makeup's amazing?
You see him put on the makeup. Like in the reveal. You see him put on the makeup. Yeah. He's got like a big hand. He's got a big mustache too.
Amazing.
Like the facial hair is different. Like the facial shape is different. And they play Fallon the same.
They'd have to. They have to play. Fallon's life also has to be exactly the same. Mm-hmm. That's what makes it even more impressive.
Yeah. And Fallon has it's Fallon. You only hear Fallon say one word the entire time. The goodbye. Well, at that scene where he's saying, "You live for both of us." That's what he's saying. It's like you now live for both of us. I'm sorry for Sarah. He's apologizing because he's the one who loved Olivia.
Yeah.
He's apologizing for Sarah.
Oh, he was telling him like some real shit, like nigga.
Bro, you have to live a full life now. It's just one of us, and I'm sorry for everything. I'm sorry for everything. I never meant to hurt Sarah because he never did. He loves his brother, obviously. They share a life. I never meant to hurt her.
And she killed herself.
She killed herself. And
because we love magic.
Yeah. You lived with our consequences.
For magic, bro? Magic.
To be the best. Bro, are you willing to kill the bird?
No.
Are you will? But that's what it comes. Obviously it's not to that level. But like in certain senses, there's gonna be you got to make some sacrifices. Obviously not that this is.
Yeah, I don't need women killing themselves.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. But that's the crux of it. Is are you willing to kill the bird? They're willing to get their hands dirty. Angier learned how to get his hands dirty.
He did.
Yeah, they brought Angier to their place.
My lord,
and
brother.
And they won. That's the fucking prestige.
That's the prestige. Bean Mafia.
That's the prestige.
Beaners. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, that was phenomenal. The kid is back. The kid's back in town.
Prestige, dude.
Oh my god.
I cannot believe. I'm so glad I got to tell it to you. I cannot believe you've never seen it.
All right, well I'm gonna go watch it now.
I don't know if now is the right time.
We're watching it now.
Let it sink in for a second.
We're watching it. Bye, Beaners.
Later.